Going off the rails on a crazy train. Hello, guys, and welcome to the Off the Rails podcast. I'm your host, Kenny, and I'm here with...
Tony. I am here also with...
Ian.
And once again, I am Taylor.
Yep, the diversity hire at her best.
Last week she was Wednesday Addams, so it's great to have Taylor back again.
First thing we want to do is start off with an apology. We missed last week, major scheduling conflicts. We didn't want it to be boring because I was the only one available.
Dude, I told you a while ago that I was unavailable Thursday.
I
even reposted it in the
I'm
group
not
chat several
apologizing.
times.
I refuse to believe this, and I'm going to allow
I wasn't
my
even gone,
not
I'm not
reading
apologizing.
the group chat.
I
as
was in
evidence
Portland.
of
I had
my
another head
ignorance.
scan I had to do, so
I
there
went
was
on
no
a
way I was
trip,
getting
but
out
I'm
of
pretty
it.
sure I could have got out of that.
Why are
I
they
really
bothered?
wanted
There's
to.
nothing up there to scan. Okay, I'm done. Sorry, couldn't help it.
Wow, out the gate with that one.
Thank you.
You can't
for
set me up
criticizing
like
my
this.
medical.
You can't set me up like this.
You want to know why? Because I have a huge
No,
hole
we
in
don't-
my brain. Thank you,
I mean,
Ian.
You're not helping your case.
No, I'm not.
She's
Just gonna sip my
not really setting up things that are low-hanging fruit.
nondescript, non-copyrighted beverage, and I'm not gonna say a word.
Low hanging fruit.
I hate you all.
Thus, Dustin.
I didn't
you all
even
so
do
much.
that one.
Oh.
You started it.
As far
Pretty sure you
as
started
off the
it.
rails goes, this
We
has
are already
already
off the
started.
rails.
We're 30 seconds in.
Okay, so before we actually started this podcast, we were talking about something. I want to continue this conversation. We were talking about Ben 10 aliens and who would win in a fight. Kenny has...
We are
Okay, we need to exclude
skipping
Way Big
geopolitics
either.
This episode.
We just-
Yay!
we need
I
to
can
skip
actually
Way
be a
Big
part
either,
of
'cause if he's-
something because I don't understand geopolitics.
But
If he
I
was
can
banned from the
teach
fight
it
with
to you.
Vilgax, he doesn't get in here either. So no Way Big, no Alien X. Who you got?
Well, what is it? Diamond Dude is always a good.
Diamond Head is
Fall-
Diamond Head is
yeah.
my
Diamond
backup.
Head.
Diamond
He's
Head
always
is
a
my
good
number 2 pick.
fallback.
Yeah, but Chromastone is actually a tier up from Diamond Head.
Is he really?
I thought Diamond Head
Yeah,
was
just
stronger.
Just because he has like sonic powers or whatever, prismatic whatever's.
He
Yes.
might have ranged abilities, but so does Diamond Head, and I'd argue that Diamond Head is
Does
a
Chromastone
tougher
Chromastone
opponent.
can create life.
What?
And Diamond Head can
Yeah.
end it. Diamond Head can end it very
I
brutally.
really
with
need to watch
those-
Ben 10 again.
So this thing happened. There was an episode of Ben 10 out there where Ben, he switched into, or no, he was in a fight. One of the Diamond Head aliens actually came down, forced his change into Diamond Head, then hooked like this prison thing up to him and made him fall apart so that way he could steal Chromastone out of Diamond Head. And then Diamond Head created an entire new planet of Chromastone created an entire new planet of Diamond Heads because his species was eradicated. Chromastone can create life.
Okay, well, on top of that, Diamond Head isn't even my real pick. My real pick is Forearms because the man is a
Hey,
beast.
we're what we are doing right now is power scaling and comparing. So I'm just laying it out for you.
I think Diamond Head could actually beat Forearms,
No.
especially
Forearms?
when he can
Oh,
just
yes,
cover
he can.
everything
No.
in diamonds.
Are
No,
you
no.
kidding me?
Do you know how strong Forearms is? Forearms is the heavy hitter. He's been brought out to face Kevin. He's been brought out to face Vilgax. He's fought Vilgax to a standstill with Forearms.
Technically, so is Diamond Head.
No, Diamond Head beat Vilgax in that same episode where Vilgax drops the dome and he doesn't allow him to use Way Big. He falls back on Diamond Head to beat Vilgax when he has all the legendary hero weapons.
Okay, but I've also seen like
It wasn't
the other
Forearms that
movie-
did it.
No, but I've also seen the other movies. Did you see that one movie where the Omnitrix was going to explode? They had to go find the creator.
All right,
Yes,
I'm
actually.
gonna throw in my comment. Y'all are a bunch of nerds.
You're a nerd.
Look who's talking, Webtoon reader.
This is the Off
Okay.
the Rails podcast.
I am a nerd on different subjects than you guys.
Okay, on this, they at one point they had to get through like a gauntlet of stuff, and Kevin specifically picked Forearms to just truck through that, and he tore through all of it like a wrecking ball. I'm not saying it would be an easy fight, but I think just based on strength alone, I think and also Forearms does have a certain durability to him. He may not be as durable as Diamond Head, but he's not human durability. He is by far much more durable. I do think that Forearms could sleep Diamond Head.
I don't think he could take a diamond sword to the face or any part of his body.
Who? Who we
Forearms.
No, okay, so it is
And the fact that he
This
can
is-
just
the-
create crystals on whatever he
That's
wants.
chromastone, not.
Actually,
No,
Diamond Head-
Diamond Head
Oh,
can
I'm
do
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry. I thought you were referring to like.
Diamond
the
Head can
creating
just completely glacial forearms.
So
line. And forearms could break them.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
I
so
wouldn't think so.
so it is empirical data. It is empirical data that Diamond Head can take out forearms.
Show proof.
When
Show proof.
no, I have to monitor.
Okay, fine. I will look it up.
Okay, you
Because I
do
am
that.
I am not accepting anecdotal evidence on this because forearms is my boy. However, rollout number 3 pick.
Is that the yellow guy that can roll into a ball?
Yeah, it just cannonballs through everything.
To be fair, he is pretty strong.
Is that? I don't think his name's Rollout.
It was-
Isn't it Cannonbolt?
No, I think it's rollout, but let me double check.
Because that's the one they use to get through the door to get into the guy's office, right?
Uh huh. Like I said, I don't think he's as good as Diamond Head or forearms, but he's definitely my number 3 pick.
Well, it wasn't forearms turning through those doors.
I mean, he could have.
Oh, well,
let's
if he
be
could have,
fair.
he would have stayed in forearms.
Let's be fair here, though. For a lot of season 1 evidence, Ben doesn't have very good control of his Omnitrix. So say, oh, he picked this alien. He
Ben-
didn't always have a choice.
Ben never has control of the Omnitrix. Well, okay, so
That's not true.
this is a theory. There is no proven. This is not proven at all. But the theory around there is that Ben both has no control and all control over the Omnitrix, because the Omnitrix actually copies the DNA of the current wearer on there. The theory is that the Omnitrix is actually mimicking Ben 10's true intentions. So while even though he thinks that this is the kind of alien that he wants, the Omnitrix, with the knowledge of the Omnitrix and the tactics and attitude of Ben, chooses the alien that would be best suited.
I also think that we should not include any of the mega forms of any of the certain seasons.
Ultimate, not Mega.
I don't think we should choose the Digivolved versions of any of the other.
How dare you?
I think we should just go to
You corrected me, so I just went into it deeper.
How
Moving on.
dare you bring Digimon into this? Blasphemy, child.
I don't want any second stage Poke Evolutions.
I'm gonna make a sticker that just has a chibi you yelling blasphemy. We're gonna put it out with merchandise.
So I am on the Ben 10 fandom page.
Oh dear God.
So just give me a second to.
Somebody's got a dog in this fight.
I've
Yes,
I've
this is my
seen,
childhood.
I've seen all of the Ben 10s.
I have
Okay.
not.
I'll take it back.
I've seen
I
a
haven't-
good portion of them, but I haven't watched them in a long
I haven't
time.
seen all of them because I refuse to watch the Omniverse.
I refuse to watch the
Screw that
new
noise.
remake of Ben 10.
I do like the original Ben 10. Original story for Ben 10. When Grandpa was still
And that-
mysterious.
And
Yeah.
that theme song with it.
Yeah, I don't like the
It almost
remake.
had like a
Love that
Hollywood Hulk Hogan sense to it.
Yeah, I don't like the remakes of a lot of the shows that they're remaking. Or
Alien Force.
remade.
I didn't mind Alien.
I like the
Force.
original Teen Titans.
Yeah,
The
I
original
cannot
Teen Titans is so much better than
stand.
Teen Titans Go.
I
Fight
can.
me.
I cannot
So-
stand Teen Titans Go. It makes me want to throw something at my TV.
I'm not seeing any empirical evidence about a time where Diamond Head beat forearms. I am looking on. If you
Look at their stats.
um,
That's what I mean by empirical evidence. If you're looking for an actual event,
Yeah.
that would be anecdotal. Empirical evidence is the stats behind it.
so
And-
I've got a stat list here,
Yep.
and it's saying that Diamond Head.
Can I see it?
I was gonna read it out.
Okay.
Diamond Head is 5 points more intelligent than, and this is at like a rating out of 100. Diamond Head is 5 points more intelligent than Forearms. They are equal on strength apparently, which I do not believe because Forearms is he is just done.
Well, there goes your like flagship argument there.
Apparently they're equal on speed, which I do not believe. 'Cause,
I can believe that actually.
uh,
There is no way that you're going to try to argue that Forearms is faster than Diamond Head.
the hops this man.
Here's the
has.
deal. Either we believe this or we don't. If we say we disagree with it, there's no point in reading further into it.
It is the empirical data. You cannot believe it, but it's staring you right in the face.
Okay,
So either we
Diamond
choose
Head-
right now to believe it or we don't.
I'm believing it. And I'm keeping. it.
Okay. then.
Okay.
Diamond Head is more durable than Forearms. That's a given. I never argued that. Forearms has better combat rating. I assume because of the forearms. There's more chance.
That,
of
that sounds like a pretty complicated matter, actually.
They've got to be looking just
they're
at
around the
like
same-
hand-to-hand combat.
They're
wise.
around the same place in power.
Okay, can
What
I
is
see?
around
Yeah.
the same place in power? mean?
5-point difference in favor of Diamond Head.
Okay, so he's smarter and he is got a 5-pound or a 5-point greater in power.
5 pound.
5
Well,
pounds.
and I mean, if you think about it, that makes sense in power because Diamond Head has actual like crystal kinesis, whereas Forearms just hit stuff really good.
Right, and they have the same durability.
No, they don't. I thought Diamond Head had more
Oh
durability.
yeah, Diamond Head has more. So he's tougher, smarter, and his power points are. And he's more powerful. Therefore, he wins, statistically speaking.
I guess. I don't like it because I think
Don't come at me with my Ben 10 knowledge.
easy there.
Diamond Head. He's the original. He's the OG. He was the first person he ever turned into, right?
No,
No.
he turned into Heat Blast
Yeah.
first, which is the most overrated alien. Oh my god, everyone's like Heat Blast. I'm like, dude, everyone sleeps Heat
To
Blast.
be fair, I think Hate Blast would give Forearms a hard time too.
no.
Yeah, dude.
Forearms isn't just tanking that.
He would suffocate him.
Not only that, but like he doesn't have like heat resistance.
He also can't fly. Heat Blast can.
But Forearms.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. He'll just
Forearms-
kite Forearms until he dies.
Forearms got hops though.
Yeah, he does.
But
That
he
hops to take him
can't
out of the air.
fly.
He's got.
He's not the
hops.
Incredible Hulk. Okay.
That's,
He jumps like it.
That's fine.
Yes, he does. In
That's-
the show, you see him jump like the Incredible Hulk.
That's fine.
Not
He
from
can
mountain to
jump,
mountain.
but jump is straight directional. Heat Blast can fly, which means he's gonna jump at me, and
And
I'm
change
gonna
directions midair.
I'm gonna move 5 feet to the other side and watch you fly by me, you 4-armed idiot.
I still don't think Heat Blast could take him. I don't think it would be an
Yeah.
easy fight.
Oh, no,
It's
he's
really
always
hard for
taking-
someone that all they do is punch really hard to fight someone that can light you on fire from a
Okay,
distance.
but he literally has 5 points less durability than Diamond Head, and Diamond Head could easily take Heat Blast.
He has
on
ranged
level.
attacks.
Oh, no.
Forearms can throw stuff.
I have
Yeah, and he can-
disconnected myself.
Oh no! And you're still talking into your mic.
am.
I got it.
you sure?
Yes, I got it.
let me support you by holding onto your laptop like it's gonna go somewhere. Am I back? Can you hear me?
No, you're not back, actually.
No,
Oh no! Oh, you're okay. You're in. You're good. You're back.
Cool.
Anyways, yeah, no, he's got ranged attacks, and yeah, he could throw something at him, but Heat Blast can, blast it, or he can
kinda
like I
hard-
said,
To be fair, there's
move.
like, there's not a whole lot
He's
of people
faster.
that are high tier that I think Forearms can take.
So
Forearms
here's
could
a
probably
more-
fight the dog.
Here would be a good.
Wild Mutt?
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
Wild Mutt would tear him apart.
No. Forearms
that?
slow diffs Wild Mutt. Low diff.
Like Wild Mutt's like big thing is he's a sensory dude.
Here's a good one. It is Forearms versus Thrax.
I'm not familiar with this one. Please.
The dumb tiger.
Oh.
What's the stat spread on Thrax?
Oh my god, he's they're about equal except for
I don't know. At
he's
least
an
Thrax
idiot.
has got weapons.
I mean, technically,
He's got
yeah,
those like
he's
little
got those
dagger
claws.
things on the top of his
Oh no,
face.
yeah, I've seen. I stopped reading this one a while back. Have you read the one that I sent you yet? No.
No, because I can't find it.
Because you suck.
So we've
That's
established that Diamond Head is kind of top of the list.
Tell
here.
me how you truly feel,
Understandable.
Tony.
Yes.
Okay. Here's one, guys.
Can't. You
Diamond Head
diversity
versus
hire.
Humongousaur.
Diamond Head versus who?
I can
Humongousaur.
always quit.
Ooh, that's actually a good one.
I think Humongousaur is probably stronger, but I feel like Diamond Head is definitely tougher.
Diamond Head is faster, but I wouldn't say tougher because Wait,
Durability wise.
you said Humongousaur, right?
I said Diamond Head is tougher than Humongousaur.
The guy
Right,
that looks
but-
like a dinosaur, right?
Right, but yes, but Humongousaur has the shift ability. He can grow,
And
which also increases his strength and durability.
How big are you sure it can increase his durability, or is it just his strength? And also,
Okay,
how big
okay.
can he get? Like compared to way big, how big does Humongousaur get?
Not as big as way big. I will say this: you called me on the durability. I don't know for sure on that one. I'm speculating off of what I've seen off the TV shows, and it would appear that his durability increases.
Because we've seen Diamond
But
Head
he
like
does
pull out a
definitely get stronger.
literal glacier.
like I said, I never argued. I gave strength to.
You know how when like
So-
Todoroki fought Tapeface in My Hero Academia, like
Oh yeah.
if just every alien that I put against Diamond Head, if they can't just survive that glacial attack that Todoroki did against Tapeface.
Well, so Diamond Head doesn't have that level.
I
of
think he
glacial-
does.
No, he doesn't.
I'm pretty sure you could do that just about
He
every alien.
absolutely cannot.
All right, let's agree to disagree on that
We
one.
can
then.
go ahead and agree to disagree. You show me any evidence that suggests that I'm wrong.
Okay.
That's fair enough, but I'm not gonna pull up my phone on a podcast.
Why not? We all, the rest of us, we literally made him do that just to read the
I didn't
stats.
make him do anything. He
I
did that on his
volunteered.
own volition.
I quit. I'm done with you guys.
Okay, you quit.
Okay.
Diamond Head wins.
Diamond Head does not win.
Diamond Head wins.
I'm giving
No,
it to
because
Diamond
he
Head.
he can't do that.
He can't.
he
Technically,
can't
if he
do
really wanted
that
to,
kind
what's
of
stopping him from
glacial
just putting
attack.
diamonds into people's bodies?
No, I'm not gonna disagree
Take
with
that,
He
humongous dude.
absolutely has that, but are they tough enough to pierce the skin? Would be the question.
I don't see why not.
I think he could, especially if he's
like,
just
oh, is
as
that a
strong as-
mouthful of diamonds?
Especially-
Especially breathing now.
Especially if we're saying that Diamond Head is just as strong as forearms, and I have zero doubt in my mind that Diamond
Yeah,
Head
apparently,
or Diamond
empirically,
Head
he's
is
as strong as forearms.
Yeah, but Humongousaur is stronger than forearms.
It's kind of hard to be strong when you can't breathe.
Yeah, I'm
When you could just manifest diamonds.
As far as that tactic goes, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm arguing the glacial attack that you're referencing. Diamond Head does not have that ability. Now,
Why not?
Because he doesn't. There's still limits to his power.
Oh, he also doesn't cover someone's face hole in diamonds and suffocates them, but that doesn't mean he can't do it.
No, but that is more likely than the other one.
That's like saying Darth Maul can't use Force Crush because he's never used Force Crush.
You're not listening, okay?
I think he can do it.
I don't think he can. There's limits to his ability. There's only so much of it that he can create at one time, because it actually takes energy to do that from him. So I don't think that he can do like a Todoroki style of shock and awe attack. I do, however, think that his ability is extremely versatile, and choking someone out with a bunch of diamonds that he shot out of his wrist, that's well within his wheelhouse. I'm not arguing that he won't win. I'm saying
So we're in agreement is that Diamond Head beats Humongousaur.
okay.
It's kind of hard to beat Diamond Head with
In-
sheer strength
in-
alone.
In that sense, for me, it would be down to who can.
You have to be so overwhelmingly strong to beat Diamond Head off
who can
brute strength.
Who can attack first in that one, because Humongousaur could crush him or throw him into space with one hit. So if Diamond Head misses that initial attack, and Humongousaur is able to do a counter, then Humongousaur.
I don't think
win.
Humongousaur is like one-hitting Diamond Head. I
Not
think Diamond
even
Head's
close.
taken
Into
plenty of large hits and got back up.
into space.
Not to mention, I think the one empirical thing we can hold for Diamond Head is he beat Vilgax.
I'm not arguing that he is a strong.
That
man.
is a feat that is the feat.
I'm clearly just stating the obvious as to their power scale. That is it.
I don't think. I think Diamond Head can one-shot Humongousaur, but
You know that's for the beverage, right? Oh,
Yes.
I was just double checking.
I don't think
Tony, I know how to
Humongousaur
use
can
that
one-shot
Mari.
Diamond Head.
It's life.
Taylor, run! They're coming for you.
It's the life flight.
La migra.
La what?
I
Don't worry about
hate you,
Don't worry
and I
about it.
so very much want to yell some
We're
very
moving on.
Spanish things at you that I cannot.
We're moving on.
Oh. Oh. Ooh. Well, so what's the next fight? So you guys might say some people that I don't know or barely remember, but now I'm really hyped for Diamond Head.
Diamond Head.
I really feel like they were pushing towards Diamond Head being like the OG, like the guy from season 1. Like
He's
in the first cast, he was like the dude. He
He's
was
the,
the goat.
one that he used the most, and even actually all the way up through, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, he still used Diamond Head.
Because-
So he's been a reoccurring. Like they stopped using them in Ben 10 Alien Force for a while and used the Chromastone variant.
They had to introduce someone like Chroma Stone just
But-
to make him obsolete.
Well, because it was supposed to be what Alien Force was. It was supposed to be a whole new set of characters and aliens for Ben 10 to use to fight against the hybrids, or not the hybrids, the pure ones. I forgot what their names were. The invasion. That was what that was supposed to be. But among popular demand on the fans, they demanded that Diamond Head come back. So what they did was they allowed him to. They allowed the alien that made him a plumber to begin with, which was a Diamond Head style alien. He came back, activated the Omnitrix, bringing back Diamond Head, and he's like, "Cool, I'm Diamond Head again." And then he broke Diamond Head and brought in and activated Chromastone again. Then made Chromastone, because this was a Chromastone that wasn't. It came from the Omnitrix, but it wasn't Ben. It was an actual alien. So then he used Chromastone to bring back the Diamond Head species and planet. And that's how they got rid of Chromastone and kept Diamond Head.
Oh.
Diamond Head was brought back by popular demand of the fans.
So that he lost Chromastone and got Diamond Head.
Yeah. Now Chromastone objectively is more powerful than Diamond Head. That being said, he uses Diamond Head so much better than Chromastone.
Well, it's crazy to me that when he fought Vilgax, when Vilgax dueled Ben for like control of Earth, because at this point, how they hyped up Vilgax is he was traveling the universe, fighting different civilizations and beating their champions and keeping their weapons.
I remember that.
So he had the weapons of so many different heroes, and he comes down to Earth. He drops that dome on the park, and he says, "Okay, so the only thing that you
was
have."
an alien force. That wasn't in the original.
I'm not saying that it was an alien force. I'm just saying I remember this.
No, I'm saying it was an alien force. I'm interjecting knowledge. I'm not
And
arguing with you.
Vilgax basically is saying like, okay, the only thing you're allowed to use is whatever is inside this dome. It's only allowed me and you. And Ben's weapon of choice was his Omnitrix. Vilgax had all the different tools on him. And prior to this battle, some of the people got taken out of the Omnitrix, and they're like wandering around aimlessly around the city. And at that point, like, Way Big comes up to the dome, and he's, like, knocking on the dome, like, "Hey, you guys." And Vilgax is like, "No, he's out of the dome. He's not allowed. You can't use him." Because obviously Way Big would have just trashed.
That's the one that he
Vilgax.
used to toss around Vilgax to begin with, back in the original Ben 10 series.
Ben over
So
here
I'm
like,
just
I
gonna
don't
use-
need him.
I'm just gonna use my most powerful transformation ever. No, that's cheating.
I mean, he's not Alien X, but yeah, he's...
Well, no, so like he refuses to use Alien X though, because Alien X, while is technically the most powerful alien, is also the least productive.
Well, yeah, it's really hard to get anything
Does
done.
anybody
with
want
him.
a cat? You guys can take him home.
I already have 7.
Oh, good. So you won't mind
Wow.
another one then.
But yeah, Alien X would totally trash Vilgax. Like, no problem.
Alien X trashes everything.
Um,
Alien X is a universe.
among other things. Yeah. But yeah, Way Big would trash Vilgax. Way Big is one of the people that could, just through sheer strength, one-shot Diamond Head. Not very many aliens can
Way
actually
Big
say
is
that.
broken, so of course he could.
Way Big is just strength and power incarnate.
Okay, here's one. We're gonna take a step away from like the really heavy hitters like Diamond Head and Way Big and Alien X. Rollout versus Wild Mutt. Who you got?
Roll out.
Cannon Bolt?
Okay, yeah, we need to.
I believe it is Cannonbolt.
Yeah, I don't think it's Rollout.
What is this? This is the beverage powder.
There's a lot more of it, I guess.
Let me see. I want to see what it is.
Or maybe it's the same, they just have a huge container for it, like a huge package.
Oh, it's grape. Never mind. I don't want to.
Yeah, oh, it's grape, she says.
I don't like grape flavored things.
Oh, I got pretzels.
Ian, did you find a name yet?
So, for those of you who are listening and can't see anything, we're actually eating MREs tonight.
Oh, they are. I'm not.
I am eating MREs.
Wait, you ate a bowl of that Asian beef stuff and then you opened an MRE?
Yes.
Yes, I made them
I
a nice
can
dinner,
remember
and they
how
choose
it
to
is.
eat
Cannonballs.
MREs right after.
Cannonball.
I ate your nice dinner
Cannonball, I think, would trash Wild Mutt.
Oh, easily. He would destroy
Then
him
why did you suggest it as a battle?
because I wanted your guys' opinion.
too.
Yes, I think
They were
Cannonball
the-
would one shot in
they-
some circumstances.
They were the 2 closest contestants that he could think of at the time.
Okay, here's another one.
Spider Monkey.
Oh my god.
Versus?
Say one
Mutt?
off the top of your head. Why do you keep saying Wild Mutt?
Okay, Spider Monkey versus Ripjaw.
What is the
Ooh,
little
that is
tiny
actually kind
one's
of a good
name?
fight, because terrain's gonna matter a lot.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Hey, what is the little tiny one's name that he turns into? The
Gray
really
matter.
tiny one.
Gray matter.
Gray Matter's like Batman. With enough time, he could probably beat any of them, except for
So,
Alien X.
that one
Gray
was
matter
always
made
my
the
favorite, and y'all are
Omnitrix.
gonna laugh at me because he's really tiny, and so am I. But I always liked him.
No,
I'm
you're
gonna
the
give
siren
Gray
one because you
Matter
won't
the
shut up.
Batman
Was
remake.
that just because it was relatable?
No.
Not so much the smart part, but just the being small.
So many words I would like to use. So many words.
You set them up so beautifully.
Gray skin, kind of beady eyes.
Not really that.
Her eyes aren't beady.
No, but somebody else we know who does have beady eyes.
And Coke bottle glasses.
I didn't say it.
I think in like open
on,
water,
put it on.
Ripjaw would beat Spider Monkey if his webbing isn't very effective in the water.
Level the playing ground for it and have it like on the Amazon River.
So like trees overhanging water.
Exactly.
Beef stew. I wonder if Ripjaw
cook
gets a
it.
hold of Spider Monkey, it might be game
Why?
over.
Because it tastes better cooked. Oh, are you trying to impress me?
If you use the water heater in the package, it gives off toxic fumes. So you can only do it in open air environments.
It says so on the package.
Taylor, open a window.
Not good
You
enough.
realize half my windows do not open. I have, I think, 2 windows that actually work in this house.
Just leave them closed. Ian, sit closest to it.
Think I won't?
Ian, go sit outside.
The only one that
cooked
I know
one of
for
these
sure
indoors, like a week ago. And I'm
that
fine.
actually opens is the one in
Doesn't
my
make it
bedroom.
okay. Just because you're willing to inhale toxic fumes doesn't mean I want to.
Fine. I'm taking this home with me and cooking it later.
Remember, I do have a child here.
Dun dun
That's what you
dun.
The only window that opens in this house is the one in my bedroom because every
I
one of
think
them
if
are
Ripjaw-
old
the thing
and have
about it, though,
been
is if
painted
Ripjaw
over, so
gets,
they don't
like,
open.
a hold of Spider Monkey, that's kind of game over. I don't know if Spider Monkey can do anything once Ripjaw gets a hold
I've
of
tried
him.
that. It doesn't work.
Spider Monkey's got a lot of
I've tried.
utility to him, but if it really comes down to like Ripjaw just getting one good solid hold on him, what can Spider Monkey do?
I mean, you can beat him up with the other 6 arms that he has.
And then die from the massive hemorrhaging, and possible loss of that limb.
Oh, you're talking about if he bites him.
Yeah, if he gets a hold of
okay.
him.
Well, he's got arms. So when you said hold, I was thinking grapple.
No, I think like if there's a moment, I'm not saying this is a likely scenario, but if it really comes down to a possibility that Ripjaw can just one shot Spider Monkey in as much as like he gets a good hold onto one of his limbs and he can just rip it off, that could lead to possible death very quickly, as is massive hemorrhaging.
Ripjaw has one super great advantage over Spider Monkey, and that's the fact that he can live on both land and underwater, where Spider Monkey can't.
Spider Monkey's got webs though,
Right.
so he
But-
can make good traps. If he can yoink him out of the water and then stick him in place, he might be able to just, I don't know, strangle him or suspend him or basically immobilize him for victory.
I mean, he could just chew through the webbing.
If
he
he
can
also has
move.
claws, he could rip through the webbing.
He's got a spitting ability, doesn't he?
Ripjaw?
Oh no.
Yeah, I thought he had not like Upchuck,
I don't think so. I'm not remembering it.
but if he had a spitting ability, then I think chat. Why don't you guys jump in here and say some words about this?
I
What
don't know.
is your favorite Ben 10 alien variant? And
I
who
could-
do you think they can beat?
I could really go either way with Ripjaw versus Spider Monkey.
I think Ripjaw
Has a slight edge.
has an edge to it, and that's the fact that he can do both land and aquatic.
No ranged abilities versus except for like some like aquakinesis.
Aquakinesis.
A little bit. Low level.
So then he's got
Ripjaw.
some of that.
Okay. Here's another one. Upchuck versus
That was good,
Upgrade.
by the way, that beef stew.
I like Upgrade.
Especially because Upgrade has that beam ability. I think that's
But the
really
thing about
good.
Upgrade is like what's around. Because he's a very technology based dude.
Agreed, but he also can he also is like very malleable form, so he could go himself out of the way of attacks, and he has that green beam that he can use.
Those aren't wooden.
I think that's a situational fight.
Okay.
I know, but he said that they were.
Trying to think of another good one.
It's really hard to take someone like Upgrade and put him in a situation where he's just standard the whole time.
Okay. Let me replace Upgrade with Stinkfly
Stinkfly.
versus Upchuck.
I think
Yeah,
Stinkfly is
slowly they are.
really easy to beat, actually. I think Stinkfly is a very delicate creature, actually, and although it's nice that he can fly and whatnot, and he probably has a much easier time against certain people that can't reach him when he's flying. If anyone gets a hold of him in the roster, I think they can just rip his wings off so easy.
Mm-hmm.
I think Stinkfly has a hard time against much of the cast.
Okay.
Stinkfly might be like the most bottom dollar guy in the cast.
Cannonbolt versus Accelerate.
Accelerate or is it Accelerator?
Accelerate.
Accelerate.
XLR8. Accelerate.
Accelerate
Accelerate,
versus Cannonbolt. Can Accelerate hurt Cannonbolt?
That's the question, because, I mean, he's faster than him, no question. Accelerate.
Cannonbolt can sustain damage.
Well, no kidding.
Accelerate can deal damage, massive amounts of damage, especially over time. But it's kind of like getting punched by the Flash.
But here's the question.
Well, is
Is
that how it works
Cannonbolt
in
tough enough to
universe,
take
or are
it?
we just applying physics to it?
No, that's how it works in universe.
So then I guess that's the question
Has
is,
he defeated somebody in universe that was like Cannonbolt?
He's used Accelerate against Vilgax
but did he win?
and some of the negative zone or the null void.
He's used a lot of people against Vilgax. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna go back to like who has the highest likelihood to deal the least amount of damage to the person and win. And I think at the end of the day, even though it would be kind of hard for him to hit Accelerator outside of like just doing a ground pound and shifting the ground underneath him to cause him to trip up, if Cannonbolt gets one good hit on Accelerate, he's done. Whereas Accelerate's going to take like his maximum effort to take down this castle that is Cannonbolt.
Yeah. So, I mean,
It's like the Hulk versus Flash. Like, yeah, the Flash can do a lot of damage, and he's hurt a lot of tough people. But if the Hulk gets one good shot on him, it's game over.
It's over, yeah. So
And I'm not saying Cannonbolt can do like Thunderclap, which is really like going to be the
Forearms
one
can.
thing that Hulk would do to stop the Flash. But if Cannonbolt can just do like a Mario ground pound,
Well, he's proven he can because he can jump up and turn in the ball and like spin midair and slam down.
and Accelerate is nearby, he's obviously going to get thrown.
Uh-huh.
That seems like the most cartoonish thing to happen, but it's just what Ben 10's based off of.
Exactly. Ben 10 is literally a cartoon, so it makes sense.
That guy's getting thrown from this ground pound.
Okay, here's one. Heat Blast versus Diamond Head.
Diamond Head.
I think Diamond Head, because I don't think Heat Blast can get hot enough to do anything to Diamond Head that's really going to affect him. And
What does Heat Blast look like when he takes damage, actually?
pretty sure you just poke holes in like the solid lava parts of him.
He gets less flaming.
He is less flaming.
And
I
mean,
guess if
Diamond Head could just encapsulate him in a ball and let him burn himself out.
That doesn't happen.
what he
He
could
doesn't need. It's not like
Oh,
he's a
okay.
fire. He doesn't need oxygen to do that.
But if he can take damage just like anybody else and he just doesn't have like a straight up magma body, then
yeah, no, he's solid.
just beat him up.
Yeah,
Just beat him up.
that's why I said Diamond Head.
And I mean, even if Heat Blast tries to keep it range, Diamond Head can do range too. And I'd argue that a solid chunk of diamond through the torso is a
Well,
lot
what's neat
worse.
about like Diamond Kinesis, as we're calling it, is that Diamond Head can change the terrain to his advantage.
It's crystal kinesis, isn't it?
I believe so.
Crystal Kinesis. Being able to create objects like that, he can literally change the battlefield to favor him at any given point.
And I mean,
He can make barriers for himself. He can cut off his enemies' escapes. He can literally make weapons.
I mean, and you know, heaven
His
forbid,
ability is far more versatile than Blast.
and heaven forbid Heat Blast ever tries to go toe to toe in like hand range.
One
with
thing
Diamond
though,
Head.
that Heat Blast can fly. Diamond Head can't really do a whole lot against that.
Diamond Head will
but-
just treat it like an AA gun to just chase him with the diamonds.
Well, at that point, Diamond Head would just have to fortify himself until Heat Blast decides to return. So Heat Blast flying is really just like stalemating it until he decides to come back down. Because even from up there, Heat Blast isn't going to do a whole lot to take Diamond Head down.
Okay, well, let's just assume for the sake of this fight that they're both trapped under a dome. And
They're
they're
both
so
trapped under a doom.
I'm actually very impressed
In every fight, let's just assume they're trapped under a dome. That way they can't, fly away. Because then, yeah, Keith Bass will just say, "No, I'm not fighting this literal walking."
I think
crystal.
Diamond Head's got this then.
Oh yeah, no, I 100% feel like Diamond Head's got this, but I just wanted your guys' opinion.
Diamond Head.
Did you guys hear the crazy news that happened today? Or not today, but last week?
I believe you've told me about it, but I'll let you introduce it.
So this is a story about Grand Theft Chicken.
Segway.
Not even.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Because the chicken got stolen, and so did $1 million worth of its friends.
Oh dear.
No!
That's a lot of chickens.
So this lady got hired as the food director of this elementary school, and over the course of 1 year, she wound up stealing over $1 million worth of fried chicken and chicken wings from the school.
Chicken wing, chicken wing.
Hot dog and
What,
bologna.
eating it?
Chicken wing.
Hot
I'm
dog.
going to jail.
Could you imagine trying to say that like you're in jail and all the other guys? Hey,
Yeah, like, what are you doing here?
Stole $1 million worth of chicken.
No, not just chicken. Fried chicken.
The answer is yes. The answer is yes.
I hate that you know what I was thinking. We're not going to elaborate that.
So this is it's funny that because like it reminded me of this story about my uncle. He got charged up in Montana for Grand Theft Turkey.
He stole a turkey.
He stole $5,000 worth of turkey in one night.
Why do you know so much about like foul robbery?
Well, that was my uncle that did that. First off,
But like, first you got your uncle, now you're seeking out fried chicken heist.
no, I was listening to
Foul play?
No,
Foul
I was listening to a podcast, and it was a story that they wound up covering.
Okay.
And then it reminded me about my uncle committing Grand Theft Turkey.
Grand Theft Turkey.
So we had Grand Theft Chicken and Grand Theft Turkey. I thought it was hilarious. Really. From the school. It's not even good chicken.
No, it's really not.
$1 million worth.
I remember thinking the pizza at
Must
the
have been
school was
spending
like the
years
greatest thing ever.
stealing
Dude,
chicken.
how she
And
got
then I grew
caught-
up.
How she got caught was they discovered that she blew through the entirety of the school's food budget in 2 months.
And all on just fried chicken?
Yes.
So she only stole $1 million worth in 2 months?
No. It was over the course of a year. She stole $1 million worth of chicken wings and fried chicken.
So just in 2 months they found all this out.
Yeah. Well, at the beginning of this year, they realized that she blew through the entirety of the food budget in the first 2 months of this school year.
We're not even that deep into February.
She did.
We're not even halfway through February.
She did this from like it was the 2021 to 2022 school year.
Oh.
We started the 2022 to 2023 school year now. So 2 months into, we're talking September and October, she blew through that school year's food budget already. They
Oh,
have no
true.
money for food currently because she ate it all in $1 million worth of chicken wings and fried chicken. Grand Theft Chicken.
That's
Chicken
so
wing, chicken
much.
wing.
I know.
Speaking of spending a lot of money on food products and whatnot, Ian was talking earlier
I
about
almost hate this.
our 15
That would not be good if you ate
minutes of
that.
glory in a Walmart with $50 to survive the zombie apocalypse.
It was just
I am down for this idea, and I'm going to beat all of you.
I'll do it.
All right, so
All right,
we'll
we're
do
going
it
to start
for
with
us.
Taylor, as she's most likely to die in the zombie apocalypse.
Wow, thank you for that confidence.
Well, I mean, part of the thing is being able to run, and you have big head, little legs.
Big head, little legs.
I don't have that big of a head. I just have a huge butt. Leave me alone.
All right,
So the fact
guys.
your legs are like this
Everyone go to their corners. Everyone go to their corners and think for at least a minute as to what it is that you plan on doing with your 15 minutes with $50 in the local Walmart. This is from our hometown. So this isn't like your average Walmart supercenter. This is Podunk, middle of nowhere
tall. They sell guns at this Walmart.
Walmart.
They sell BB guns at this Walmart. They don't sell any real guns anymore.
Yeah, they do. They sell a couple long guns.
No, they don't.
They don't.
No, they
took out
don't.
the long
Nope.
guns?
No Walmart sells any actual firearms anymore.
Nope.
I
They
could've sworn I
sell.
saw
They sell the
long guns.
nope.
No, that's an air rifle. That's a pellet gun.
Yes, they sell
In
the little
glass
days.
cannons, orange cannons?
Yes,
It is a pellet gun.
they sell air
Dude, you
rifles,
were
and
looking
then they
at Red Rider is what you were looking at.
they
No, like,
sell
had,
the
pop-action
Daisy
shotguns
BB
last time I
guns.
was there.
Mm-mm.
No, sir, that's a pellet rifle.
Yes.
Unless you want to like go through the
It
zombie
is
apocalypse
airsoft.
with like a fishing rod.
No, but I mean,
That'd be really funny.
for $50, I wouldn't be getting a real gun anyways. If I could,
All
I
right, to your
wouldn't want
corners.
it.
To your corners. I'm gonna set the timer for 1 minute. Think to yourselves out loud, please, as to what it is that you wish to do. The timer is going for 1 minute and go. Thinking to yourselves. I'm gonna think out loud. Steal my ideas if you want, but I need to keep our audience
hold on.
entertained.
Hold on. Quick. Are we allowed to use the stuff that we already have?
No. Part of the thing is that like you are like running out to the middle of the night to go get like milk from the grocery store. You just have your wallet. You don't even have a pocket
$50.
knife. You have $50 in your wallet. 'Cause that's just what you had. You get a text. It's going down. You don't even have enough time to go home. Get what you can. Get out of town.
But I carry my concealed all the time.
I mean, as you lie,
$50.
but you didn't this time. You didn't think you
Yeah,
needed
for
it.
some
The
reason,
one time you didn't.
we left all of our pieces with someone we cared about that they needed to live. I'm restarting the 1 minute. All right, everyone, 1 minute except for myself. I'm going to talk out
I
loud
live
about
alone,
mine.
so someone's gonna discover my apartment and be like, "Wow, this is like a good like purple loot drop right here."
We got 55 seconds left on the timer. I feel like I would want to go to the hardware department because if you want to talk about military experience, I harken back to Sapper School, which is building fortifications and blowing them up. So, which is funny that it's all about building and then blowing up fortifications.
Making and unmaking.
So, but in making fortifications, I think is a pretty good idea because instead of running away from zombies, I think just building a fortification to hold out for like the first 2 weeks.
So are we saying that we're
So
viewing
it's
a zombie
really good.
apocalypse? 'Cause I was thinking this more just like like an EMP or an economic collapse or like something. But if we're like gonna do like hard zombies, then
I'd rather do zombies because there's nothing like I don't need 15 minutes to like
the
save
CDC's
myself.
the CDC's official stance is that if you are prepared for a zombie apocalypse, you are essentially prepared for every natural disaster.
okay, what kind of zombies are we talking? Are we talking like World War Z? Are we talking Last of Us? Are we talking Walking
Good
Dead?
lord, he took the whole minute trying to just move the goalpost and get stipulations, didn't he?
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to understand.
All
Where
right,
the
we're starting with
goalposts are.
Taylor since Ian took all of our 1 minute. Taylor, what would you do with $50 and 15 minutes in Walmart for the zombie apocalypse?
Because I don't eat a whole bunch. Honestly, I eat maybe once a day. Maybe big maybe if I eat
What
twice
about
a day.
Paisley?
Okay, you didn't say for Paisley,
Okay,
okay?
this is for Taylor, only Taylor then.
Yep, her family's been evacuated.
You
She's
didn't say nothing about other.
For Talar
Okay.
and only Talar.
I would get non-perishable foods like canned foods that I don't need to heat up. I don't need a fire or anything.
So you're gonna carry a bunch of cans.
I wouldn't carry a whole bunch of cans, but like non-perishable food stuff that's light, stuff that I can
Are you getting
eat.
a groceries cart?
No.
You're not getting a grocery cart. So
I
you're
mean-
just gonna strong arm all these cans.
That's
of
true. I
food?
guess
She's
I would
gonna
have
carry it in the grocery bag.
a. I would have a.
It's still heavy.
I guess I would. I would take the
Talor?
grocery cart.
She's surprisingly strong with her carrying muscles.
You only got 15 minutes.
And then I would run over to Sporting Goods. I would grab some sort of knife that I can find, and then I would go to hardware and get something that I can swing or something that's gonna have an impact.
Okay.
That's light to carry.
All right, I'm gonna go over to Ian. Ian, you got 15 minutes, $50 in your pocket. Scramble.
Crowbar, backpack, multi-tool. They sell those Rosark trail ones that are pretty cheap, but they're decently durable. The crowbar because I can
Don't go on. Sorry.
You're not cheap. Anyways,
crowbar because you can do a lot with the crowbar. It's a weapon. It's a looting device. It's a tool. Backpack so I can carry stuff. There are some cheaper backpacks on sale that'll get me until I can get like a good backpack. Also, crowbar. I'm gonna find the first police cruiser I can see. I'm gonna bust open that trunk and take whatever I can out of it. Gonna get a couple of 5-hour energies so that way I can power through if I ever, if I'm at a point where I need to get somewhere, I can just pop one of those and just keep going. Gonna get a hard water bottle. That not like a plastic water bottle, but maybe like a metal water bottle. They sell those pretty cheap. I watched a whole video on this. You can get stuff for cheap if you know what you're looking for. Most expensive item I'm going to get besides the crowbar will be a life straw. So that way I can drink water, even if it's not the best water. And going to get a fire starting substance, probably some Bic lighters until I can get something better. Because the whole thing with the way I'm building my pack out is that this is not going to sustain me forever. This will sustain me while I'm looting for more and I'm getting out of town.
Okay, so you want to get out of town is your goal.
Well, the whole thing is we're all trying to get out of town. This is not like I said, you have 10 minutes, you have 15 minutes, get your stuff, get out of town.
I'm treating this like I got 15 minutes to get what I want, and then I'm gonna go wherever I want from there.
That's fine because that's essentially what survival is, anyways. Is you're doing.
All right, Tony, what's your 15
minutes?
minutes in heaven with $50 look like?
Hammer, granola bars, small knife, paracord, and a tarp.
And a tarp.
Mhm.
That's it. You probably have some money left over, unless you bought like the most expensive tarp you could possibly find.
That's all I need.
That's all you need.
Hey, Tony.
You don't have anything to purify water?
I don't need it
Why not?
because I can start a fire I can start a friction fire. I have paracord, therefore all I need to do is.
Okay, but how are you going to
sticks.
carry water? You didn't say
I
water.
want to
bottle.
see you start a friction fire.
You never say anything. You don't have any pots.
I
You don't have
do
any
as
water
well,
bottles?
honestly. That's fairly hard. I want to see that as well.
That is really hard. Even if you make a
The bow drill. Actually, first learned when I was like 6 years old. I first learned how to use a hand drill to
you
start
ain't
a fire.
6 years old anymore.
So, Tony,
My feelers are hurt.
I'm gonna make your feelings hurt even worse. Your bow is older than my dad and almost older than Tony's dad. Dusty says it's amazing that it's still even alive.
Your bow?
That's a testament to how well built bear archery actually is.
He said it is unsafe to shoot. You shoot that, you are likely to break the string and hurt yourself.
I've shot it 6 times.
I'm surprised you are still alive
It's
and
gonna
not
shoot him at some
injured.
point. Well, okay, if that's how
guys are the
confident
ones,
you are in
You guys
it.
are the ones that wanted me to bring it down in the first place.
You're the one that wanted me to teach you how to shoot it.
No.
Yes,
I
you
said
did.
I wanted you to help me with my technique. I have a recurve that I keep telling you that's the bow I want to use,
Recurve.
and you're pushing the compound
A recurve.
on me like you're some sort of half-pint
Recurve.
salesman. I
Recurve.
bought a recurve for a reason.
Recurve.
Taylor over here like the salesman. I mean, you could fit a lot of
She's just
stuff
like,
in this
I'll
compound, Bo.
teach you how to shoot a bow. Bring down your compound. I said, but I have my recurve. She goes, just bring us down your compound. We'll see if we can fix it. Okay, that's fine. I'm still not going to shoot it because I bought a recurve. That's what I'm using.
Fine. It's a good thing I have a shooting range downstairs. There's a
I'm just
whole,
gonna use a gun.
there's a whole bow shop down in
That's
my
because
basement.
I put a lot of thought into
That's
mine.
because he has little faith in my abilities.
Out of all the people here, who is the only one who did not criticize your bow drill thing? I questioned your water supply.
I said him. I was talking to you about him. He has no faith in my abilities.
Oh, I thought
Dude,
you looked at
know,
me and said, "I thought
he
you were."
straight up laughed at me when he found out that I was an athlete.
Wait, you're an athlete?
Not anymore. I was an athlete before I got my back broken.
Before I had an excuse.
He uses that excuse more than Batman does.
Dude, I so wish my parents' house didn't burn down. I have proof.
You had.
Where's your
proof.
proof?
Okay, I had proof.
Where is the proof? It is no longer available to you, therefore you do not have proof.
Not
Just because I
necessarily
burned a
true.
history book doesn't mean history didn't happen.
That's true.
I lettered in football. I was a starter in basketball, and I carried several.
So you
blue
let that
ribbons
defeat
in-
keep
And
you
I
down?
lettered in both cheerleading and track.
Hey, at least we found out that you can still go to the chiropractor regardless of how many
I
rods you
know,
have in your
right?
back.
I'm so excited about that.
You really need to go see a chiropractor. It's magical.
I'm so. Oh, wait, who's this?
And I don't care who disagrees with me. I don't think chiropractors are
Don't
flawed
count
artists.
your chickens just yet. How do you even get rid of 1 million? Dude, she ate the fried chicken.
Or she like
That's
went to family
that's
or
how
friends.
she got rid of it. She ate it.
I think
Maybe-
it was
maybe-
like a
maybe
group
she gave it
effort. I don't think she individually,
Yeah,
unless she's like 400
She
pounds,
holding a barbecue
7 feet tall.
every weekend.
But like her family of 6 children, and like maybe her cousins were coming over, and they were just devouring fried chicken. What state was this in?
I don't know. I gotta look it up.
Was this in the South?
It probably was. Hold on.
I'm betting either Alabama or Georgia. Maybe Mississippi.
Curious minds are wondering, Tony, where did this happen?
I don't think Tennessee, but I think maybe Mississippi, Alabama, or Georgia.
Mississippi, Alabama, or Georgia.
Maybe Missouri, but I don't think Missouri.
It could happen in Texas, wouldn't it? It could.
It could happen in Texas, but
Technically, it could happen anywhere.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
but it don't strike me as a Texas kind of crime.
I'm more leaning
mean, they
towards
would be.
Louisiana.
Employee accused of stealing $1.5 million.
Oh,
in
so
chicken
$1.5 million.
and
worth
chicken
chicken.
wings from a school district. So
How about in Kentucky?
it's Harvey, Illinois.
That-
That'd be really funny.
Dang it, Harvey, Illinois.
Dang it!
It's in Illinois.
Yeah, food service director of a school district outside of Chicago is facing charges after investigators said she stole more than $1 million worth of food from the school district. Vera Little was the food service director of Harvey School District 152 for more than 10
Very little
years
isn't very little anymore.
and was
Very little
charged with theft and operating a criminal enterprise. Theft and operating a criminal enterprise. She's selling black market chicken she stole from the school.
Hey, man. Hey, you want a drumstick?
It's a family business. I genuinely feel like this is a family business.
You got that teriyaki?
You got the good stuff. She's got like the trench coat. She's holding it open. She's got like a thigh.
A brass the drumstick.
Looks like she
Got you a wig for $20 there, Slick.
She was tasked with placing food orders from Gordon's Food Service, the main supplier of the school district.
Gosh, don't
for
let it be Gordon Ramsay.
19
Gordon Ramsay will have a
months.
field day with her.
So it went on. Excuse me, it went on for 19 months.
drier than your moral compass.
Jeez.
Wow.
Raw.
Prosecutors said that Little ordered more than 11,000 cases of chicken wings from the supplier and packed the orders in the school district cargo van, but never took the food to the school and gave it to the students.
Them poor students.
Rolls up to her house and Dodge from Hey, boss, got hit on this chicken.
The district,
Got 5 minutes when you
the
get back to school.
district
No, no, no.
began
You know what
to
this makes me think of?
investigate.
I don't know if you've seen Shameless.
I have not, but I've heard of it.
So there's this one scene where two of them are asked to
How
watch
about
this.
in Kentucky?
Watch,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Watch this truck, and it is full of hanging meat, and they all break into it and steal it all. And the guy that comes back after asking to watch the truck, completely empty.
You have a lot of faith in that chair.
Kind of reminds me of
I'm waiting for it to break.
It's
Surprised
looking
it hasn't
sketchy.
yet.
I can see it flexing.
Probably.
Investigators
It's an old
found
chair.
out because
So the school district began its investigation after a routine audit found the district was $300,000 over its annual food service budget, despite only being halfway through the academic year.
wow.
$300,000.
I don't think
Over
she will
budget.
ever be able to work in a school district
side
kitchen
hustle is
again, or
huge.
any kitchen for that
Oh,
matter.
man.
She's going to play at KFC, and they're just going to shoot her on site. Gets out of prison. Hey, I'm just and they're just going to be like,
They're gonna,
You know
they're
what
gonna
you
look
did.
at her resume and
You
go,
know what you
What did
did."
you go to jail for?
She ain't getting a job anywhere near Popeyes.
Stealing fried
Wow.
chicken.
Taylor,
Chick-fil-A's
you
going
have
to crucify
tarot
her.
cards here
I
tonight.
do. I have
You
tarot
want to
cards.
do Tony's Destiny or what have you?
Oh, she gonna read my future?
I'm very horrible.
urchin.
I am just starting
Hey,
out with them.
I
only
might
read-
actually get a good result then. if she's
Read
horrible.
the boons.
I have only.
What does Destiny say about Tony?
Nothing
Okay.
good.
Hold on,
Nothing good.
Tony. I need you to come pick 3 cards.
You see, this isn't gonna work this way. That means I actually have to get up.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
you
want to.
poor baby.
Get up.
He can make a friction
I said
fire.
I said I used to be an
claims
athlete.
he can
I
do
can
it.
make a friction fire.
He can make a
Doesn't
friction
require you to
fire.
walk.
Oh, he can make a friction fire. He has the stamina to do a friction fire. I love me too.
I'm still very proud of my build. It's a very good scavenging build.
Ask Christina.
Ask Christina if you can make a friction fire. Alright, I'll ask Christina if you can make a friction fire.
Yeah.
She's probably going to say something weird, though.
She's probably gonna insult me like the rest of you guys did. She doesn't say weird
Okay.
stuff like that to you guys.
Maybe not to them.
Dun dun dun!
You're not allowed to talk to my wife anymore.
You have no choice in that matter. Okay.
Behind the scenes
Tony's
with Taylor
first
and
card.
Christina.
Is the Wheel of Fortune. So.
You have the Wheel of Fortune
let me
for the
look it up
first
to
card.
see what it says.
I have the
Hold
Wheel
on.
of Fortune.
Yeah, it
Anna.
says Wheel of Fortune.
Can I get an ale? Can I
Would you
get
like to buy a
ale,
vowel?
please?
Can I spin it?
I'd like to buy an
The Wheel
eye.
of Fortune card represents change, cycles, and inevitable fate.
That sounds generic and not satisfactory to hear.
So the card says greater forces that are outside of the human control are at work here. The same forces that govern the changing of the seasons or the rising and setting of the sun is also the master of luck and fate of individuals. This card represents the inevitable changes of cycles. Its lesson is what comes up must come down.
What's the second card?
The second card is the Page of Swords.
The what?
The Page of Swords.
Page of Swords.
Yes.
That sounds like a Bible reference from the name.
So the Page of Swords represents curiosity, restlessness, and mental energy.
He does not have that.
The
What does it say?
It's the Page of Swords. It represents curiosity, restlessness, and mental energy. The Page of Swords
I agree
represents
with the first two, but mental energy. is not
Yeah.
that's
Well,
not
maybe that's
something
what the
I've
season
had
of
for a while.
change is all about.
Yeah,
Like you're about to get
yeah,
mental
about
energy.
mental energy.
Let me read what it represents. Okay. The Page of Swords represents someone embarking on a new idea and mental adventure, full of enthusiasm and good cheer. This person is eager to share and discuss their thoughts and plans for what could be.
You're about to like deep dive into something. You're about to pigeonhole. You're about to like hyperfixate on a new video game, maybe. This is what I'm getting from this.
I do plan on buying Hogwarts Legacy this weekend.
That's what I'm getting from this. Is there's going to be a change, and you're about to hyperfixate on something. What's the third card say?
The third card is the card of justice.
Uh-oh.
So
Oh no! I'm about. Sounds like I'm about to hyperfixate on my jail cell.
it represents cause and effect.
We talked about this earlier, Tony. I
I'm
got
not
you.
the one who stole the chicken. I swear.
It represents what?
It represents cause and effect, clarity, and truth. Justice is fairness, truth, and exercise of the law. And this card is a karmic retribution. What you get is a direct result of your actions.
So you're going to deal with the consequences of your playing style when you play Hogwarts Legacy.
Step on train. Oh, Monica!
Okay, so actually what I'm hearing is you're going to play like an Iron Man mode of Hogwarts Legacy where you can't like autosave and like reload the save. You just have to deal with every single choice you make.
So that is
This is my interpretation of your
You know,
your card reading.
you know what the creepy thing is. What you just said is highly plausible that would actually happen.
Tony finna sit down and be sorted into Azkaban.
That's exactly
straight
that's
to
exactly
jail.
how I play the game. I don't do the auto save and go back to the checkpoints. Ask Ian. Every time he's like, "Can we restart this level?" I'm like, "Why? Just deal with it. It's life, man. It's not life,
Because
it's
you
a video
screwed
game.
it up.
So
It's life, man. Just roll with it."
Ian, you wouldn't survive an XCOM. XCOM is a game all about consequences and moving forward in war.
I have played a lot of RTS. I just prefer not to because I find them boring, but I can play them.
we are up to 4 viewers. I'm very
I don't
impressed.
know.
It says 90.
I challenge you to be good
Oh,
at
mine only
XCOM
says 4.
too. You can come over to my house and play it, and I'll watch you and see how good you are at these kind of games.
I mean, I'll need a learning curve so I can like understand what
I am
XCOM
so
is and
down
what
for
stuff do.
viewers and interacting with the viewers.
Yeah, are we
You
playing the
guys
same
can
video
jump-
from last time?
Yes, we are, because I didn't make a new one.
Dang it.
I'll make. Listen, I get Hogwarts Legacy this weekend. I'll make a new one.
Can I come play with you?
I could have just
I'm gonna-
done
I'm
one
gonna
for
make a-
Risk of
I'm
Rain
I'm gonna make a
2.
new one,
I want to
Okay.
play.
and it's gonna.
Do I have to get it on my
it's-
Xbox?
It's gonna be the Hogwarts
have an
version
Xbox
of
Series
Anakin's
X?
Skywalker rolling up
Or
on the
S?
temple.
'Cause it's
I've
not
got
actually
You're
the
just
one.
gonna roll in there and kill the first
mine's
years.
only the Xbox One.
No, you're
Oh,
gonna need a
Avada
series 'cause
Kedavra.
it's the next
Avada-
gen.
I
Avada
don't want to get a
Kedizzle.
series. That's a whole new
Avada
Xbox.
Kedizzle.
I ain't got money for a whole new
Vodka
Xbox.
razzle dazzle. Are you gonna be fabulous? You have like a sparkling wizard robe.
KCL.
Cruciatus cards.
Okay, because we're actually talking about a subject that I know very well. For once.
All right, so Dragon Ball Z.
I hate you.
Abridged, in fact. Favorite character. We talked about
No!
this
Vegeta. Okay, you only get 77% of the sentences.
I don't even get that. You know what I get? 7%. There's not a 70 in there.
Did you not do the tarot card reading?
It's the first thing I've got to do since we started this whole series.
That's 70% of the sentences done as of right now.
Well done, Taylor.
Jump back in the next 15 minutes.
Yay.
You can all get out of my house. Get out.
This is only like a quarter of your house.
Carry me out.
It's still my house.
What are you
I
doing
live
in
here.
my house? I want waffle fries.
I think you're like a guest of Paisley.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, so you had things to say about Hogwarts.
I did have something to say about Hogwarts. So, Ian has said 2 of the unforgivable curses, right? So Tony might know this, but the 3 unforgivable curses were not. Do you know what they're actually meant for? What they were created for?
No.
Party
No,
tricks?
because I actually don't know that much about Harry
So the Killing Curse, it was.
That's abracadabra.
No, it's not.
Muggles just heard it wrong, and that's how they developed abracadabra.
That could be very true. But the Killing Curse was actually created to end.
Killing curse. Have a cadaver.
Have a cadaver?
That is
Abracadabra.
not how it is said.
Corpse are
Have a
us.
cadaver!
That is not how it is pronounced.
Tony, that was beautiful.
That was great.
That was beautiful.
So
you get a
proud of you.
gold star.
Thank you.
That's right
But-
up there with Defense Against the Dark Farts.
Go on.
Protection against the sharks.
Can I get the sentence out before I get interrupted again?
Probably.
We still have another
But
hour
you're
to go.
willing-
I
Yeah,
wonder how long
you
we can
feel
keep
my
this up.
pain from last time.
The Killing Curse was
Oh, we're already
created.
halfway
Oh
through.
my god! It was created to end the suffering of dying patients in the hospital.
Wait, so you're saying they had a right to die
No,
laws?
so what you're saying?
No, it was
is,
to end the
this
suffering
is
of the
what
people.
she's-
So
what she's saying is
Wizarding World has Canadian
was
healthcare.
that Have a Cadaver was created in Oregon.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this too.
I can see her eyes actually bulging out of her head
Oregon
like a
does
cartoon
have
character.
right to die laws where they're like, oh, are you
Did
suffering too
did
much?
You know that?
You know that's considered healthcare?
yes, I did.
Or
Did you
on
know-
healthcare.
Did you know that they have commercials on that in Canada?
Doctors can literally prescribe that to patients.
They
I will
have- they
kill
have-
everybody in
they
this
have
house.
commercials.
Is
about
that not what you're
assisted
describing, though, is
suicide in
euthanasia?
Canada.
I
No,
prescribe you
it's-
with death.
Like, oh,
It
you-
is to end their suffering. If they cannot do anything else to save the person, that's what the curse was created for.
So
it wasn't
Avada
even a
Kedavra
curse.
is medically
It's
assisted
Avada
suicide.
Kedavra!
I said
You know
that.
what the funny
No,
thing-
you didn't.
No, actually, he did. He said the correct one. I'm the one who keeps screwing it up.
I said Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
it sounds like right to die. It sounds like drink the chalky milkshake and go away.
It sounds like Canada's healthcare system.
The torture curse was created to help with nerve damage.
Nerve damage.
Oh, really?
Yes,
That
that's
was- that was-
actually what it was created for.
was-
Was to
it
help
was
with
to help-
people who have nerve damage and cannot move their
so
body.
you're saying that you can't feel anything. Can you feel it now?
I can't feel anything in my legs. So yeah,
Sorry to all our viewers that we just blew out their speakers.
I can't
I
hear
didn't-
out of my left
I'm
ear.
so sorry.
Do you think wizards
I
do
didn't think
like?
that one through? I
Do
apologize.
you think there's like a wizarding CIA that like does enhanced interrogation?
There should be a
There
wizard
is.
Geneva
It's called the
Convention.
Ministry of Magic.
No, I mean like America.
They suck at their job.
I know.
Like you just picture this. Where did you hide the elves? I don't know what you're talking about. All right.
What was the third one again?
The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Huh?
The Prisoner of Azkaban.
No, not the book. The curse.
The Imperio Curse.
The what?
Imperious?
The Imperious Curse.
You ever think they used
What was
Imperius
that?
like MK Ultra?
See, now
Um,
that one would make sense if it was actually designed to help people.
It
because it'd
was.
be like, hey, you're paralyzed. We can get you walking again.
That's
But like
that's,
a puppet.
That was
my little puppet.
that was one of the
Your name
things.
is
The other
Marionette.
reason it was created, if I remember correctly, it was created to help the people that their mind could not function correctly anymore.
So they just move them around.
No, it was to help give them back a little bit of control of their mind.
The Imperious Curse?
Yes.
by
And what does that do again?
It controls people.
so
what does
MK
the
Ultra.
Cruciatus curse do then?
It tortures.
it inflicts pain.
And
Cruciatus,
it inflicts pain. It's like a shocking pain.
think about it in its Latin
Like
root.
shock therapy?
Think about
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty
Cruciatus
much
is
what it
like
was
the
created
Latin root
for.
of excruciating.
How bad is it that I've heard these 3 curses and I can think of viable uses for all 3 of them? I'm thinking MK Ultra, enhanced interrogation, and assassination programs.
And that is why they were all put under the forbidden list of curses.
3 kinds
The
of this table:
forbidden
the
list.
educational, the Smurf, the. I
Speaking
could
of
use
lists
this.
that we're all now on.
Y'all ever heard of Operation Northwoods?
Oh
God
my-
damn it.
Rip Ian's search history.
Oh, bro, no, I fully blackpilled my
There goes our
mom for like 2 hours
monetization.
3 days ago.
Wow. We got anyone in the chat that's sending love our way?
We've got no one in the chat right now. We are up to 10 views. 3 people started watching an hour ago, I guess.
I'm still watching.
Hi everyone.
Sweet. It's probably all of us.
Hey, you guys.
Like 2 of them are us.
Probably.
It helps the algorithm.
It helps put the lotion on its skin. Wow.
So-
Wow. We went real deep into
so-
Hogwarts curses. I never thought we'd ever do that on the podcast.
So-
but here we are talking about curses from Hogwarts.
Tony,
Welcome to Off the Rails. Yes, Taylor.
so I'm curious. What would you do if you had a house elf?
A what?
A house elf.
What would you do if you had
A house elf.
I'd put everything on the top shelf and tell it to get it.
You realize it is magic. All it has to do is snap its fingers, right?
Oh, does that pain you?
No, I did not know that. If
For-
I had
for example,
so
in
the
these-
first thing that I would do if I had a house elf.
What would be the first thing you do if you had a house?
I have a house, thank you.
Or a trailer.
It's 4 walls and a roof. It works.
It's still better than Ian.
Hey, that's what Dusty lives out of so most of the time of the year.
You don't even know what I would do with my house elf.
I stabbed through
Dusty
him and
lives
hit
out
you.
of a camper, not a trailer.
It's a trailer. Anyway, what would you do with a house elf?
I'd probably ask Taylor, "Why are you in my house?"
Oh, well, thank you.
oh!
Tony would make sure I would never
I see what you
ever.
did there. Oh, that was a
No,
good
no.
game.
He would intentionally want if I was the house elf and had to go do laundry, he would intentionally throw it on the floor and not hand it to me just so I wouldn't be free. He would make sure I would be there.
intentionally throw it on the floor like
He'd
that.
make sure
I
that
would-
like
You would hold
the
it right out of my
laundry
reach
chute
and
was
drop it.
Taylor Wide.
I would.
Yeah, can't even make a comeback for that because you know it's true.
That's not the comeback. I was gonna tell you, but I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be really nice.
No, you're not. Do not lie to me.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Anyways,
What
no,
would you do with a house
Yes.
elf,
What would
Ian?
you do with a house elf,
Don't
Ian?
ask Ian what he would do with a midget.
And you cannot kill it.
Okay,
I would treat
ignoring
him-
his track record, what would you do with a house elf?
If I have a literal being that exists to help me,
Keep in mind he's about this stuff.
I'm
And
gonna-
wears a pillowcase.
I'm okay. Well, first things first. He working for me. He is not wearing a pillowcase.
But you can't give them clothes.
If you give him
If you
clothes, then
can,
you free
you
them.
you can. Okay, you cannot hand.
Are we
Hold on.
seriously condoning slavery right now? Is that what we're
Hold on.
arguing
Hold
about?
on a second. You cannot hand a house elf any kind of clothing, whether it be a sock or anything, because then you free it.
so I can't give him clothing, but I can give him.
You can give them clothing. You can have a set uniform for them. The only thing is you personally cannot hand it to them.
So I could hand it to someone and have them hand it to him.
No.
You have to have someone else go get it and give it to them.
So I could tell someone, hey, go get that off the
Not
shelf.
with your money. No part of you
You
can
you
own the. No part of you can own the article of clothing
Yes,
which
okay.
the house elf receives.
Okay, so I could have.
But,
someone...
well, hold on a second. Because in the second movie, Lucius gives Harry Potter's sock to Dobby, and that's how Dobby gets free. It's any clothing from anywhere. You cannot hand a house elf clothing. You can sit it like on something and say, it's what you need to wear. This is what you need to wear. And they can do that and still be bound to you. But you cannot hand them clothing from your own hands.
So you can make them pick it up off the ground
Yes.
where you left it.
Oh, okay. So in that case, I'm setting a nice, nice pair of clothes on the couch, and I'm like, "Hey, this is yours, little homie. Thank you for helping me out in
Little
that
homie.
place."
He's gonna be dressed like a thug.
No, he's probably gonna be dressed in blue jeans and a flannel shirt with a pair of boots on.
That's exactly what I was thinking you were gonna say too.
He's a little dude. But no, I'm gonna treat him
He's
really
gonna be the
nice.
most out of place looking house elf.
He's gonna show up in a denim jacket, like
You know what
sup.
you said about handing you like dirty laundry and stuff if you were my house elf? That makes the whole like I would just drop it in front of you. That makes it that much more devious.
I
No,
know.
The fact
That's
that I'm
why I
that
said
close,
it.
that I'm that
Yeah, but
close
what
to
if- what if
freeing
she
you
dove
and then
down
you're
and
like,
caught
"Oh,
it?"
No.
That's when you
as long
just
as
set
it-
it on the ground and then let go. But no, I would treat my house
I
elf
feel like we're about to rules
super
lawyer
nice.
this whole thing.
I would treat my elf like, especially if he has access to my home while I'm asleep. Last thing I want is a little house elf that hates my guts moving around my house when I'm asleep. No, I'm gonna treat this thing. Other house elves are gonna be envious of my house elf because of how nice I'm gonna treat him. Straight up, I'm gonna treat this dude the nicest ever. He is gonna eat with
What's
me,
your house elf's name gonna be?
whatever he wants it to be.
You have to actually give them names.
They don't choose their names.
Nope, they do
Little
not.
homie,
Little homie.
little homie.
So now when Ian gets a dog, we all know what it's gonna be.
Cute
called.
little homie. Okay, Kenny, what would you do with a house
What
elf?
would I
that or I
do
name him
with a
Alfred.
house elf?
Chat. What would you name your house elf?
It's either gonna be little homie or Alfred for me.
Well, I wouldn't mind having a puppy.
Alfred, yeah. Sorry.
And that is pretty much what they are. They cook, they clean, they do pretty much everything for you.
But like, I also agree with Ian. It's not a bad idea to just treat them well. Why not?
And see,
But
and
having
that is,
somebody that's willing to do laundry while I'm at work, that sounds awesome.
and that's a big thing with like the Harry Potter thing. Like if you read or watched Harry Potter, how
I would-
Hermione goes a big thing about wanting to set them free. But
Hermione
that is
is a
what keeps them alive.
sociopath.
I would
That is what-
use my house elf to make my children jealous. Because my house elf would do anything that I asked, and then I would treat my house elf
Better than your
so
children?
super awesome.
Okay.
So much better than my kids that they're gonna want to actually do the thing to make me happy, which is to like help clean up the house and get good grades.
I suppose
and
I'd
shit like
eventually
that.
set it free though. Like if that's what it wants.
Okay, so
If it wants to be set
okay,
free,
hold on,
I'll set it
before
free.
you say that.
I set it already.
So a big thing in like the movies and stuff, like there was a big thing about it. House elves are bound to your magic, and that is why there is a theory going around for a while that house elves, that was their punishment. They used to be this big high in the elf creature community, and then they tried to overthrow one of the big elves or whatever, and they that was their punishment. They still had their magic, but they have to be bound to a wizard or a witch to be able to retain that, or they die.
Question.
Or they die.
So when they get
Bro.
set free, then
I mean, Dobby
They don't
did
have the
obviously
magic
die
anymore,
when he
right?
was set
The
free.
what?
No, but he did die.
they get
Eventually.
set free, they don't have their magic.
They have a certain amount of magic, but they can only sustain off of their own magic for so long.
Oh, so that's why Dobby lived until he didn't.
Pretty much.
So Dobby was basically put on a timer as soon as he was free.
Dobby got magic cancer.
And then Bellatrix gave him right to death.
And Dobby died saving Harry Potter.
Yeah, little known fact, that scene was shot in Oregon.
Yes, it was. It was shot off the coast.
Good
oh wow,
lord.
that really was. That was I was joking.
Pretty sure.
I mean,
Oh
the
my
beach.
Holy
God,
guacamole.
that
I think
actually
so.
was. All right, someone needs to check on the actor that played Dobby.
You
Is
realize
he good?
Dobby was a mechanical
Is he
person.
alive?
Oh, also, my elf would be strapped. Master has given Dobby a Glock. Will be a thing.
Why? He
They have
is
magic.
Dobby is a free elf.
Because I want to go shooting with my elf.
I want someone else to clean my gun.
Yes.
Carbon's not gonna get itself off of it.
I'm gonna go
Al-
big game
Al's elf is a
hunting,
two-way
and Dobby will
supporter.
be my
Okay.
bagman. He will carry my extra stuff. Little homie will carry my extra, or Alfred.
Weapons do require a lot of maintenance.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
The more
So-
rounds you put through it, the more carbon emissions you have to clean out of that thing.
Bro, I love my cleaning kits. A boar, snakes, and
I
oil,
had
and a
another
torn
question.
t-shirt.
I'm trying to remember my question now.
Probably play a lot of video games with my house elf.
Same. No, I am 110% playing like not just board games. I'll play Stratego with him.
Stratego's a fun game.
I love Stratego. I
Okay,
have-
so here's
Fire
one of the
my
most
station.
asked questions of people when they talk about Harry Potter. What do you think your house would be?
I want to start with you, Taylor, and then work my way around to me, starting over towards Ian's direction, because I feel like mine's kind of obvious if you guys want to guess it.
Don't do me. Don't do me first.
So Taylor, Taylor, you are first.
What am I gonna be?
You got to be first because
I'm
you
not-
asked the question.
Yeah, when you ask the question, then it's everybody else, and then you last. Okay. I would
What
probably wind up
house
in either.
are you to lower?
I would probably wind up in Slytherin just because of the fact that I'm very ambitious. I think that's the word I'm looking for. But I can also be
Are
very.
you scheming?
I can scheme.
Are you
I can.
scheming?
I mean, I write on Tony all the
a
time.
little degree of cunning,
Yes. So that would probably be where I'd end up.
because those are your major characteristics.
I mean, I read a lot, but I don't, and I retain a lot of knowledge. I just don't think I retain enough to be put into Ravenclaw.
so you feel
that
like
would
your
be the other
biggest
house.
defining feature is like your
She reads
deviousness or
enough. She
scheming.
is not smart enough. is
You,
what she's
you,
trying
you
to
feel
say.
like you're Machiavellian.
Pretty much.
I have to admit, looking at you, I don't think you're Machiavellian, but you know you. Ian, what house are you in? Cat, I will
You need a
sacrifice you to
reminder what they are?
Cthulhu.
I remember what they are. I don't really know. I mean, I've been told by multiple people that I am a Gryffindor.
I could see that.
Because, I mean,
You go in head first in everything, almost everything you do. So yeah, I would have to agree that you probably Gryffindor.
I had one person tell me that they think I'm like the perfect unity of a Hufflepuff and a Gryffindor, and I really don't know how to feel about that. Tony, do you need help?
I got stuck.
I can see Gryffindor.
But
That's kind of fine.
because like I'm not a Slytherin.
Christina has clarified that it was filmed in the UK and Ireland.
And I am not. And I am by no means a Ravenclaw. I am way too dumb to be a Ravenclaw. I am the dumbest at the table. I am aware of this. By far.
Let's say I'd probably be a mix between Ravenclaw and Slytherin. Tony,
Tony, what are you?
and you
I
have to
don't
speak
know
into
if
the
this
mic
is the
because now your
appropriate time
wife
to
is
be doing
watching,
that.
so I want to hear her opinion.
You guys were talking about cleaning guns and stuff.
You talk about it.
This is what I forgot.
Dun dun dun.
And remember, your
so-
wife is watching.
So I shut up.
What is he gonna offend her by saying what house he's in?
Yes, I can see him doing that.
How? He's gonna come home and she's gonna be in a
this
bad
is-
mood.
this-
Like I heard you said you were gonna be in Slytherin
This
tonight,
is-
and I don't know if I can sleep in the same bed as
Thank
you
you.
anymore.
I don't
Good
know. I don't know how that happened, but
Did you break your gun?
I forgot to put the spring in, and then and then the slide got stuck. So, dude, what'd you do?
Give me a second. It,
How did
it popped off one of the tracks.
If this comes back all the way, like if it goes to Taylor and then comes from Taylor to me, then there's gonna be some problems.
No, so Christina, by the way, says no. LOL. So I actually took the test,
Oh,
and I'll tell you what I thought that I was going to be put in first, and then what it actually put me in. So I thought I was going to be put in Hufflepuff. That's what I thought.
You
That's
thought.
what you would guess, right? Hufflepuff, right?
No, I would think you're a Gryffindor.
I love you, Christina.
Yeah, I would say that like Gryffindor would have been my first guess too.
Why? That's what they put me in. Was Gryffindor. I have never been so offended in my life to be called courageous. I was so ticked off when I took that test and they put me in Gryffindor. I was like, I am clearly a Hufflepuff.
Apparently not.
So what's the thing about Hufflepuff? I don't know what Hufflepuff's
No
thing
joke,
is
you
because I
can-
know that.
Well, I mean, you
Yes.
can talk to her. You ever get a
Kindness
chance to ask me,
and,
ask her, because she's the one who took the test for me. She asked me the questions. I
So-
told her
Most
which
of
one.
it
She
is
did the
kindness
thing.
and peace.
So I mean, I have.
So, yeah, I guess
witnesses.
I'm
They put
Gryffindor
me
'cause I'm
in
not the
Gryffindor.
kindest person
I wanted to be
in the
Hufflepuff. It was crap. I so argue with the Sword and Hat on this. Crap.
It's Hufflepuff is like altruistic, compassionate.
Yeah.
A lot of them are
You
cooks.
trying to say I'm not compassionate?
I'm trying to say that's not your dominant feature.
See, Tony, after hanging out with you a lot, for some reason, with how much like knowledge you do retain, I would have actually guessed you could have been a Ravenclaw because you have a very. We dog on you a lot, but you are an intelligent person and you do retain a lot of information.
I'm not giving you a raise.
Gryffindor.
Okay,
It was
Kenny?
a compliment.
I know.
What do you think I am? Because I took the test too.
I do appreciate.
Oh,
and
you took the
are-
test
I
too?
think
dude, you are Slytherin 100%. I'm calling it right
You
now.
think so I took the test.
I was gonna say.
I think the test is
Ravenclaw.
actually
I
pretty
could
easy
see
to manipulate
Ravenclaw
though.
for Kenny. Ravenclaw
I
or Slytherin?
honestly think the test was really easy to manipulate, and I could probably get whatever answer I want out of it just by. I could. It seems pretty clear to me how to get whatever school or house you want to get into. But you think I'm a what, Taylor?
I was gonna say Ravenclaw.
You think Ravenclaw, Ian?
I could see you go either Ravenclaw or Slytherin.
Slytherin. 100%.
Ravenclaw.
Christina
Slytherin?
says Hufflepuff is the most inclusive among the 4 houses, valuing hard
You
work,
think-
dedication.
Hufflepuff is the most inclusive. No, that's probably not me. At
Great.
all.
It,
Hufflepuffs are
uh,
liberals.
Valuing
Hufflepuffs
hard
are
work,
liberals?
hard work,
All right, I
dedication.
got
Hold on.
Hufflepuff.
Patience, loyalty, and fair play rather than particular
Oh,
aptitude
you have to
into
be
its
patient
members.
to be a
And
Hufflepuff?
Ian,
That's
you
not
are
happening.
Slytherin according to Christina.
Ian's a Slytherin.
How am I a Slytherin?
I don't know.
Hey,
Christina says you're a Slytherin.
Merlin was a Slytherin.
He was.
I don't understand
Merlin
how
was
I'm a
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
Probably because you're Violent Street.
She thinks that Kenny's a Hufflepuff. Ian's
That's
a
what
Slytherin.
That's what I got.
You got
Yeah.
Hufflepuff.
I got Hufflepuff
Good
off of
call.
the
Yeah, good
the
job.
test. Yeah.
I totally
Remember
would've
when we
guessed-
talked about how I said I was aggressively altruistic?
Oh yeah.
Christina, which house would you be in?
Like, what's your most dominant trait? That's what's going to determine what house you go into.
Probably because you're.
I have no idea what my most dominant trait is. I'm not that self-aware. I would say my belly.
I would have been my.
Belly?
Christina
Sure.
says,
He's
"Boom! I
Hufflepuff.
was right."
Yeah, I'm Hufflepuff.
Christina, look up the characteristics of a Slytherin, please.
It's like
Ian
it's supposed to be
doesn't
cunning, scheming, plotting, like Machiavellian, is what a Slytherin is.
Yeah, actually, that does kind of fit Ian.
I mean, I took a which MCU villain art test are you, and I got Baron Zemo across the board. So
Christina is a Gryffindor as well.
I mean, I could see it. I do.
Christina's
I do.
a Gryffindor.
I definitely do plot and scheme. I have a lot of time.
She's
myself,
like a
I
shy
think.
Gryffindor.
They have those. Jenny Weasley.
Neville.
Yeah, I get it, but
Yeah, Neville.
yeah, like a shy. I guess she is kind of like Neville.
He
We
said
had a
Neville
Neville
on
on Tony's bus for a long time. He hated that name. When I started driving your bus too, I started calling him Neville again. I used to give him so much trouble for it.
Wow.
Yeah, so there we go.
So we got what is Taylor again? What are you? What's she?
I,
Hufflepuff.
So
Taylor's a
Resourceful?
Hufflepuff.
I don't know. That's what I'm
no,
calling.
I chose Slytherin.
Resourcefulness, determination, pride, cunning, ambition, self-preservation is Slytherin. Oh, you can't deny this.
no, I'm probably the most Slytherin ever Slytherin, but I'm like all the positive aspects of the Slytherin because I'm not a Draco Malfoy, but I am like the most.
Draco Malfoy got Slytherin because of legacy.
You remind me more of Crab and Goyle.
Haha, you're a henchman.
Okay, Moaning Myrtle.
Crab or Goyle. Like, do we get to swap him out for the at the
I think
last
what is
movie?
it? Is it Goyle?
Ha!
Goyle's the big tall.
We're gonna
one
fire
with the
you for
blocky
another
hair.
diversity hire towards the end.
Well, I am a straight
Christina
white
says
man.
there are good Slytherin, and yes, there are. There are.
There are good Slytherins.
There are. Name 5.
But here's the deal: when they said there was a troll in the dungeon, and Dumbledore was like, "Everyone, go back to your house rooms," and Slytherin's house room is in the dungeon, he didn't think that one through.
Do you think Dumbledore actually thought?
Christina
everything
says you're
through?
Crab.
you did. You get replaced.
Hey, Christina, remember the other day we were saying I like you? Yeah, that's over now.
It's over now.
That's such a Slytherin thing to say.
How Slytherin of you!
I will burn your house down.
How Slytherin of you!
That is Slytherin right there.
I don't recall Harry Potter's home house standing after the fact either.
That's okay.
Oh, it's not.
The magical animal of the House of Gryffindor is a phoenix.
No, it's not.
Burn my house down. I will come after you.
Gryffindor is a lion, Tony.
Not that. No. Dumbledore's animal was.
He has that. Yes.
He was the headmaster of Gryffindor, though.
Yes, he was.
No, he
No, he
was
wasn't.
not. McGonagall
Professor
was.
McGonagall was
head.
the headmaster of Gryffindor.
Yes.
Dumbledore's the
Dumbledore was-
headmaster.
Dumbledore
the
is
headmaster.
Okay, Dumbledore is the headmaster. McGonagall is
Wasn't Dumbledore
Is the head-
the house that house person before he became the headmaster? Though?
The
When he was-
banner
when-
has a lion
when
on
he
it.
when he was a transmission teacher.
Well, yeah,
The-
because that's what Gryffindor actually chose was a lion.
That's the animal of
Yes.
Gryffindor
So, hold on. So
is a lion.
Christina says challenge accepted. But
Well, fine, I will change
so
it.
yes,
All Gryffindors joined the
Don't-
Order of the Phoenix.
Dumbledore
Blink off.
when he was the transmission teacher was head of Gryffindor.
I have Black Robe KKK.
But he did not have the Phoenix until he became headmaster. That is why when he created the Order of the Phoenix, that was the group that was supposed to help defeat and go against Voldemort.
So
Dun,
I'm gonna be
dun,
honest with you, I actually
dun.
cut the tail end of that sentence. I'm so sorry.
I hate
I'm sure what you said was absolutely intelligent. and
Christina
amazing.
says Dumbledore was awful, and I agree with that statement. Dumbledore was an idiot that I wanted to punch with how stupid
Now-
he was.
Now, was he an idiot?
Pour one out for my homie Snape.
He
did-
intentionally sent Harry back to an abusive home year after year. Knew he was being beat to crap
Right. To
and
teach,
starved.
right.
Somehow,
to-
some way, he was worse than the third Hokage treated Naruto.
That was to teach him what, how corrupting in power can.
Hopefully, our viewers got that.
So Harry Potter had to learn how corrupted power would be by being beaten by his relatives?
Yeah. He had to know what it was like to be less than, so that way he could never be. That way he could never treat anyone
I don't know.
less than.
For somebody, okay, so I...
You're blowing a lot of smoke up Dumbledore's way.
Yeah, you are. You remind
I
me of
will-
Ron Weasley.
But
But,
I will defend Dumbledore.
So, I personally, I read a lot of...
ears are great, wizard.
I personally, I read a fair amount of fan fictions about Harry Potter. There's actually some very interesting ones about it.
Fan
I appreciate
fictions.
the fact that you think the background is entertaining. That's actually my gameplay off of the Gotham Knights video game. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm trash. But I
Yeah,
appreciate
So-
the fact that it's entertaining.
And they make a couple of very very good points of why Dumbledore is such a horrible person. So like one of the big ones that I've read a lot actually
being pure of heart, apparently, in the last movie.
that Dumbledore actually schemed and planned the whole thing with Harry. So he intentionally let the prophecy be overheard by Snape to be passed on to the Dark Lord, so the Dark Lord would intentionally go and kill Harry Potter's parents.
Well, of course he did. Snape was a double agent the whole time. That was
Yes,
Snape's
but
whole
Harry
thing.
was also very loyal to Harry.
Yeah,
the
you're
whole
right.
time.
He tricked and
He-
manipulated everything around him so that way he could kill
So
magical Hitler.
the big thing about it was that he was trying.
He was trying.
One of his former
he was
students.
trying to get his. He was
was
trying
trying
to
to
get Hitler to die.
No, he was trying to restore his own power and own greatness, so everybody would follow him and do whatever he said. Because he was at the time, I guess, one of the
He shied away
Said-
from leadership, though. Like, he literally told that
Several
little goat
times.
thing that was like, you should be the leader of the Wizarding World. He's like, no, don't bow to me. Don't do it.
Oh, that little deer.
Yeah, like, there's so many instances where he shied away from leadership. It took so long for him
But
to
like I
get
said,
anything.
this is some of the fan fictions that I read. Like I said,
Oh,
there's
fan
different theories.
fiction.
So, like I said, but there's theories. But if you think about them, some of them are valid.
That theory doesn't hold.
I don't think him like wanting to be in charge and everyone follow him is
I
a
mean,
valid
like
theory.
the theory about you know how Voldemort splits his soul into 7 pieces.
Yes.
So he's
Yes.
only got a very small sliver of himself in his own body.
Okay.
Yes.
So, one of the theories was the views that he has and views in the movies of, wanting to kill all the muggles, wanting to, take over the whole thing, whole world or whatever. That's not his original plan, is the theory.
That's not Voldemort's original plan.
That's the theory, yes. That was not the original plan.
I look forward to seeing Death Eater's take on the
I mean-
United States Department of Defense.
I mean that was kind of his plan. His plan was to do away with all mudbloods.
His plan was to
and
do away.
muggles.
Yes. But like I said,
Death Eaters versus DARPA. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so here's I'm gonna
Death
gonna,
Eaters versus
hold
the
on.
drone.
Christina popped in. He offered up Harry as a sacrifice and hoped that he was smart enough to open the snitch, and he almost died anyways by the snake. And I'll gladly be Neville because he's the one who won. Here's the theory that I support on that one.
That Neville's the chosen one.
Oh my God, you are so smart. Yes, that's the theory that I'm jumping on. That one is that Harry Potter was actually not the chosen one. That he went ahead and offered up Harry Potter as a distraction. 'Cause
Okay,
if
but
you-
how? Okay, here's the
If
question.
you look at if you look at all of it, the prophecy and everything, it all points to Neville. Harry never killed.
Okay, yeah, but watching a story called
Now, hold on.
Neville Longbottom would have been boring as hell,
I
Okay,
agree.
hold-
and
on,
no
hold
one
on,
would
hold on.
no
I
one would
agree.
want to watch it.
So this
Part
is the
of the
second
pro-
time
hold
we've
on.
sworn on podcast. No one's called anything. Are we allowed to swear now?
Did I cuss?
You did earlier,
Oh no.
and no one called you on it, and then you just dropped the hell.
So we keep saying it, huh?
No, we don't. We catch ourselves.
Okay,
on
anyway,
family
so,
friendly show,
hold on.
guys.
but the prophecy says, is born as the seventh month dies to those who have thrice defied him. How
I'm so sorry, I didn't realize.
Has-
I'm listening to you.
Alice and Frank, defied Dumbledore 3 times?
You what?
The prophecy states that, he's born as the seventh month dies, and both Neville and Harry were born at the end of
Correct.
July, to those who have thrice defied him. So have defied him 3 times.
Right, to those. Is born of those. That means that,
He's born to the parents of who's ever defied him 3 times.
right. That would be both those parents, both sets, Neville Longbottoms and the Potters. They both did.
Yes, which I guess is why they,
The
there
last part of that is one cannot live while the other survives.
yes.
That's not true as it pertains to Harry Potter. Because Harry Potter had to die in order for Voldemort to die. Because Harry Potter himself was a Horcrux. Now,
Or-
Neville Longbottom, on the other hand,
not
doesn't
how
have
that's
much
said
of
either.
a life does not have much of a life while Voldemort survives. Anytime Neville Longbottom is around Harry Potter, Neville's life is crap. Because
the
no, no,
Harry
but-
leaves Hogwarts,
No,
now
no,
becomes like
listen to-
resistance leader Che Guevara.
listen to the wording. One cannot live while the other one survives. Neville Longbottom doesn't have much of a life while Voldemort lives. Harry Potter is a piece of Voldemort.
Okay, but here's another thing. So
That sounds
there was
ambiguous
a-
at best.
There was a big thing.
So did the prophecy.
There was
So
a
I
big. Hold on
At
hold
best,
on a
we're
second.
reaching here.
It's not reaching.
So concerning
Yeah.
the prophecy,
Nope.
the
'Cause
teacher,
You can literally say that about a lot
Let
of different
Taylor talk.
relationships.
Let Taylor talk.
Let Tater talk.
the teacher, the teacher that spoke the prophecy, the seer that spoke the prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big thing, even in the movies themselves, that she was a fake. So is the prophecy even real?
Dun dun dun.
Yes.
Well,
How?
I mean,
If she is a fake,
Did it come true?
it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. She said it, and then they felt compelled to fulfill it. So
Exactly.
then, yes, it did become true, but not by the way we would think it did.
exactly.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
If the prophecy itself was actually directed towards Harry Potter, then yes.
I
But
noticed
if the
that because he's
prophecy-
missing so many facts, Christina, and I want to slam his head against the table for it.
That still doesn't mean that I'm wrong.
But you're missing so much information about it.
Then try to educate me and try to prove me wrong. By the way, it's not reaching when you go ahead and add up everything in the prophecy and apply it to. It all boils down to just those two. But only one of the two does it actually mean what it said. One cannot live while the other survives.
Okay, hold on. Let me look up the actual prophecy.
Neville Longbottom cannot live his life while Voldemort survives. Voldemort survives as long as Harry Potter lives. So if the prophecy is to be applied to Harry Potter, then Voldemort constantly lives.
But
as
Neville's
Harry.
living. Guess what? So is Harry.
I guess I can. Well, Harry Potter is
And
alive.
so is Voldemort.
Voldemort is not alive.
He's alive.
Okay, so the actual prophecy is one with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord approaches. Born to those who have thrice defied him, born as the 7th month dies, and the Dark Lord will mark him as his equal. But if he will have the power, the Dark Lord knows
I
not.
don't recall him marking Neville.
And
It's because he
either
never
must
knew about Neville.
hold on. Either must die
So
at the
wait, that's
hand of
a
the
bit the
other.
prophecy.
Shut up. Either must
Yeah,
die
Tony.
at the hand of the other, for neither can live while the other survives. The one with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord will be born as the 7th month dies.
So who killed Voldemort?
Who did Voldemort mark? He didn't mark Neville.
That okay.
Even Christina says she's a fake.
I'll grant the fact that he didn't mark Neville, but that's because he wasn't aware of Neville.
But
Doesn't fit the prophecy.
okay, Voldemort chose Harry because Harry had a more likely to be the one to kill him.
Voldemort chose Harry because Dumbledore directed him to Harry.
No, he did not.
You said it yourself. He
How?
manipulated the whole.
I said it was a theory.
He manipulated the whole thing
I
to
said
go
that
after
was
the
a
Potter.
theory. Not that that's what actually happened. That is a theory. The only thing that
The prophecy is about Harry Potter.
I disagree.
Was the
Well, you
end
can
of the
disagree all you
prophecy.
want, but
Snape only
Voldemort didn't mark Neville as his enemy and equal.
Snape heard the end of the prophecy. He did not hear the whole prophecy. Therefore, Voldemort only had the end of the prophecy to work with. That is all he heard. He figured out himself out of all of the children that are born. The two that are born at the end of July was Neville and Harry. It had to be either one of them. That is why he sent the Lestranges to the Longbottoms, and he went to the Potters. Because he believed that Potter was that, because Potter had more power and was more likely to be them.
At that point, it does kind of sound like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It is. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
At that point,
About Neville Longbottom.
No!
about Harry Potter. Because if he didn't hear the part
But
about
think about
him
it, if
marking
what-
the child and making him his equal, at that point it was a 50-50.
I mean, one thing that really bugged me is
It could have been Neville.
One,
He could have woke up one morning and be like, man, that Neville Longbottom family, like, are really on my nerve. Hey, whoever, go after the Potter family.
Bellatrix Lestrange.
I'm gonna go after the Longbottoms, and then all of a sudden, boom! The prophecies about Neville Longbottom. It was that easy, like literally, it was a 50-50. It could have been about Neville. It could have been about Harry. Voldemort literally chose who the prophecy was about.
He went after the one who he believed had more power.
Regardless of what his decision was, the choice was still his.
Yes.
Voldemort could have chose Neville. Okay, so now we need to do like a
Steve.
fanfic.
The
Leave me
chat
alone.
section says Taylor getting snippy about Harry Potter.
Leave me alone.
Tony, you're responsible for doing a fanfic where Neville was the actual person in the prophecy
What?
If you can
Yeah,
come
you
up
have
with a
to do a
valid reason,
fanfic
I will write the fanfic
for Neville
you.
being the child of prophecy.
I have to write a fanfic about Neville being the.
I've seen
Yes,
enough of,
like Voldemort goes to the Longbottom household, does everything he does to Harry's family, except for it's
I think we could do a really funny
Neville's.
series about the
So
American
basically, I have to
exchange
rewrite
student.
Harry Potter from
Because
Neville's
of all bonds and
perspective
stuff,
as
we
the
can
chosen
do
one.
Yes.
Okay, so
Like he
Ian,
was the boy who lived with the scar.
I feel like I'm gonna get sued by Rowling
Take
if
their
I do
wand.
this.
Take
no,
their
you're
wand.
not. That's the thing, though. Is as long as you put a disclaimer, as most fan fictions do, that all
Also,
the characters.
when am I gonna have time to do this? Because
It-
I have like 6 different stories and
Okay.
7 skits I have to write. Still.
Tony, if you can come up with a good idea and a good baseline for it, I will write it,
She will write it
and I
for
will
you.
even publish it. For you.
The baseline is that Neville Longbottom was the boy who lived.
Okay, I will.
He's the chosen
I will
one.
write a fanfic for you.
As if he was Harry
But-
Potter.
Ian pointed out a really good.
You gotta
skit
make it
idea,
interesting,
actually,
though.
concerning this. Ian,
So I've been seeing this all over TikTok, and I think it would be really funny to jump on this
not
trend.
an ad, by the way.
The American exchange student at Hogwarts trend I find to be very funny.
Oh, where they
and
bring firearms.
oh yeah, no, it's like take the wands, okay. Bop, 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 bop.
I'm gonna.
Go ahead and apparate away from my.
Hey
9mm.
yo, noseless Hitler. He's done.
Yeah, no, there's this one dude who does it with his New York accent. Every time he starts, like, para, para, para. It's hilarious.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no,
he's
just,
gone.
I just do it with one of my sniper rifles. Just me, just proned out. Just all right. Next up, that chick with bedhead.
Oh,
All right. Oh, that big giant. Hey, go get the AT-4.
Okay. Here, I got a question for you, Kenny, and you are answering first
me. Oh, why am I answering first?
because I'm asking the dang question.
She's tired of arguing with me.
I am. Who is your favorite Harry Potter character and why?
My favorite Harry Potter character?
And why?
Oh, I don't know if I have an answer for this question. Who's my favorite Harry Potter character?
And why?
Who is my favorite Harry Potter character? Who is my favorite Harry Potter character?
Hogsmeade.
What did you say?
Hogsmeade.
That is not a person. That is a place.
Who is
That is a
my
bar, and it's
favorite
close enough to my favorite as you're
Harry
gonna
Potter
get.
character?
I thought it was Hog's
It
Head.
is Hogshead.
I don't know.
Ian is right. It is Hogshead.
Isn't Hogsmeade just the town?
Hogsmeade, and yes, that is the town that is right there. Just
Wherever they serve butterbeer.
That's the
I've had
birthplace.
butterbeer. It tastes really
And
good.
technically, they serve it at any bar. I can actually make that.
So then any bar is my favorite.
Sometimes you eat
See,
the bars.
Tony's
I
sitting
don't
in
really
the
have an
corner.
answer. I don't really
have
have
an
a
answer?
favorite character in that franchise.
Okay, Tony, your favorite character? And
Arnold
why?
Weasley.
Randall Weasley.
Why?
Yes,
Because he's awesome.
that is not a reason.
Super loyal,
'Cause he's the
courageous, master strategist. adapt.
I mean, the
and-
only strategy thing that I can think of off the top of my head that he did was playing Wizard's Chess.
and
And he did that to
And
save the
dominated.
world.
So not just in the movies, but in the books, he was actually well adept at defense against dark arts. He was a master strategist. The movie did him no justice whatsoever.
Well,
I feel
I
like
mean,
you
until-
missed the
I mean,
opportunity to
until the
say that he
giant
was the
spiders
chosen
came
one
out.
just to be funny. Because he was the chosen one.
Oh, that
Okay.
would have been so good.
Ian,
Mine is a tie between Severus Snape and Lupin.
why
Remus Lupin.
Snape?
Why?
Because Snape is the good guy who played the long game and did a lot of crap
Snape.
he really didn't want to do to save the world.
Severus.
It's very true.
He
Dumbledore.
he had to. Snape put up with a lot of crap to save the world, and in the end, all he did was die and tell Harry,
You
"I
know,
always loved you, so, and I'm sorry that I had to treat you like that."
so he didn't always love him.
No, he was always behind him though. That's who he supported originally
But
because
why?
he made a vow.
You're right. Because his name shouldn't have been Severus Snape, but Severus Simp.
Either way, and I like Lupin because I think Lupin is the most positive male influence in Harry's life. Everyone talks about Sirius. Lupin put so much time and effort into
But
Harry
there
in
can be,
year
Christina.
in year
There
3,
can be.
and even after. Lupin always
Yes,
no
I know there's
matter
no
when,
alcohol in butterbeer, Christina. One of these times you'll have to come over so I can make it.
No matter when Sirius, whatever Sirius did, Lupin. I feel like Lupin was like the dad that Harry deserved because Sirius was okay, but Lupin really did go like he put a lot of time and effort,
Especially
in-
during third year.
Exactly. So
I-
I think Lupin was the most positive male influence. Harry
I
had.
agree with the Lupin part, and for multiple different reasons.
Not
Like-
I just
But
like the character.
Hagrid.
Like his whole backstory is actually pretty ridiculous. How he became a werewolf
Mhm.
was because they decided to go against the Death Eaters and
Nope,
Fenrir.
that's not why.
Fenrir, isn't
That's-
it?
No, it's not.
Okay, then educate.
So Lupin's dad was part of the Ministry, who was against all the werewolf had a big werewolf against werewolf movement. Fenrir, however,
Fenrir.
Fenrir, sorry, Greyback. I'm just calling him Greyback. Bit Lupin's son to get back at him because Greyback was, is one of the big heads in the werewolf.
Okay, I take it back. I went after the wrong organization, but the sentiment would have been the same had I been able to finish my sentence.
Oh, Christina says I'm wrong. Okay, Christina.
no,
what do you?
she said I'm wrong. Not
Oh,
you.
it's. Hold on.
So-
Who's wrong? Me or Tony?
she's saying I'm wrong. Trust me.
I don't know. I like Snape
But
because of the
regardless
sacrifice
that,
play.
it was the fact that he was cursed for what his dad did,
Mhm.
and yet he still managed it.
Yeah, so that I like Lupin because of how good of a person he is, and I like Snape for
Hey,
the dedication.
Dumbledore
to the
helped
long-
him out.
Christina, to your comment about Lupin went all werewolf and almost tried to kill them, he also didn't have control.
And he was saying get away and trying his best to not.
Oh, haha! It's you that's wrong.
And Lupin tried
The
very
Shrinking
much to
Shack was a
not.
big deal.
And he did. He did.
Through his school years.
Hmm?
The Shrinking Shack that Dumbledore
Yes.
made him. And the
Dumbledore
Whomping
did.
Willow was...
Dumbledore didn't make it.
I mean, he put it there.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
The whole reason for the Shrinking Shack was for Lupin.
It used to be a house. A family used to live there.
and that's where he would go to transform.
Yes, it is. Where
And I know for a fact that
it is where
Dumbledore put the
Muggers-
Whomping Willow there to protect it, so people wouldn't go near the Shrinking Shack. That's true.
That
The whole
was-
point of the
that-
Shrinking Shack was for Lupin.
No, it was not the whole point.
Christina, validate me. I need this.
That was not the whole point of it.
Those are my two favorite Harry Potter characters. Although I really like, even though he's not even the real character,
She said he's right.
I really,
Ooh.
Take that, house elf.
I really like Colin Farrell's portrayal in Beasts and Where to
So
Find
yeah,
Them. I
he
just
didn't
like
have to
that
do it
kinda
all by
wizard.
himself. He had help from Dumbledore. And
Personal
that's a
grace,
pretty
I think
big
it's cool.
damn piece of help right there.
Yes,
That he got a
Dumbledore
whole house
did
to
help.
himself and
Dumbledore
the
knew he was a
Whomping
werewolf.
Willow.
I heard what you said about that.
He was safe to transform through his academic years.
I heard about what you said about.
You know who my
Fantastic
least
Beasts.
favorite
What were you
character
talking
is?
about?
Who?
Even though he's not a real character, I like the
James.
aesthetic of Percival Graves.
Because he was a bully.
Colin
Yeah.
Farrell,
Mm-hmm.
who then
He was
transformed
he was a jock.
then had the
He was a
next-
stuck-up jock.
But when he was just the Colin Farrell, the suit and everything, I really
like to
liked
think
that.
he was a
That
little bit better
Oh,
than that.
you're talking about.
I feel like he was
Yeah,
a little
Percival
bit better
Graves.
after he got into a
that's not
relationship
his
with
real name.
Lily.
It's Grindelwald.
Yeah, but
I
that-
think she
the-
focused him into
Yes, I know
laws
who
and
you're
manners, but perhaps before the relationship, he was a
I
bit
really
stuck
wish
up.
Johnny Depp would have stayed and done that. I don't like the new guy.
Mads was okay.
I can see where you're going with James being your least favorite.
Yeah, I don't like James.
Peter Pettigrew is a big problem for me though.
Freaking rat.
I feel like he's worse than most anything else.
Peter Pettigrew is a good candidate for my enhanced interrogation program that I'm going to be running in the Wizarding World.
Peter Pettigrew is pretty bad.
I'll be running Wizarding World Black Sites.
I mean, he gave up his friends.
That's pretty bad. Like, call James what you want for being like a kid who's a bully, which I'm pretty sure most of
Lucian.
us have had
Lucius.
made bad choices when we were
Whatever.
kids.
Lucius.
Yeah, that blonde-haired dude from
Malfoy.
Lucius.
Patriot.
I almost want to say Lucius Fox,
It's
but way
Draco's
wrong.
dad.
Malfoy.
What
about
Lucius Malfoy.
Yeah. I'd say he's a loser. I don't like him.
He's
he
a stuck-up
literally-
noble who's afraid.
Yeah, he's a coward, is what he is. I can overlook being a stuck-up noble, if he had some spine, but he literally.
Dumbledore said,
Literally
or
cried.
Dumbledore. Christina says the Shrieking Shack was an abandoned house in Hogsmeade. For May villagers thought it was. I think it was supposed to be many villagers thought it was haunted because they often heard screams coming from the inside, and Albus Dumbledore encouraged that rumor. And he encouraged that rumor because
sauce.
yes, it was Remus changing.
Hey, Taylor.
What?
Can I get some more rice and meat?
I think we're out of rice. We have a meat, and I can make more rice if you want.
I have hot sauce on one.
Do you want me to make one?
I will literally eat a bowl of meat.
Are you finished eating that one?
Here, yeah, I'm done with mine.
Boom. Problem solved.
So, I had another question.
What a terrible transformation he had, though. Like, he's looking over at Sirius, and Sirius is like, I got this for days. And Lupin's
That's
like,
because
this sucks
Sirius
for me.
is
My
the biggest
bones are
and
breaking
not a
and
werewolf.
reshaping, and I am literally losing my mind.
This is like Hulk and She-Hulk before Hulk and She-Hulk.
Mhm.
That's not true at all. But
You know, I've always wondered if Hulk's transformation is painful or not.
What?
The
to
Hulk.
some degree.
Okay.
It is a possibility that the green coloring, albeit because of we all know the reason why it's green, but
Well,
if you
part
want to
of-
break it down scientifically, it could be green because of bruising.
Ooh,
That's a bunch of bruising that's happening, and that's
also
why he
all
turns
the
green.
radiation.
that's horrible.
It could be from the radiation. It could be because that's the only color they had available to print his ink in. Green is really the reason.
Either way, Taylor, you had another question.
I did.
Also,
I-
Stan Lee wanted him to be a combination of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde meets Frankenstein.
Mhm.
Was the inspiration for the character.
So, there's in the movie they show the main three schools, which is I can't remember the one.
I don't know if they're necessarily the main three schools, but there are three schools.
There's the Hungarian one, the Swiss one, and the Harry Potter one.
French.
So you got Hungarian, French, and British.
But there's also another school that was started by Muggle.
There
However
is
that happened.
there is a school in the United States, but it's not mentioned very much. My question is, which school do you
many-
think each of you would be in?
Too many
Hogwarts.
Too many avocadaverines.
I
Tony?
don't think segregated gender schools is a crazy good idea. No, I'm against that. I'd rather be
in a diverse populace school. Not because I necessarily think that it's like. I just wonder. I like the normalcy of a diverse populace school. I don't think I have anything to gain from going to a boys only or a girls only school, which I don't even think I could get into the girls only school. First of all, but if I went to the,
you could totally pull it
if
off.
I've been in the military. Okay, I've been to a males only basic training, and that I didn't want to be there any longer than I had to.
Okay. So
It
here's
smells.
my next question. What do you think your favorite class at Hogwarts would be?
I don't know because I never used magic before.
Sorry.
Maybe it would have been defense against the dark arts. Maybe it'd be potions. I don't know because I've never done literally any of these things.
Well, I assume potions would be like chemistry.
I was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm assuming that at some point I'm learning math too. So, how much of this is actual magic? How much of this is actual continuing education?
Mhm.
But if I were to venture a guess, I'd probably have a lot of fun with defense against the dark arts. I wouldn't mind trying out for Quidditch to see how good I am at it. Potions is neat, but I feel like I get into a lot of trouble doing potions.
A lot of exploding cauldrons. Tony?
Defense against dark arts. That would totally be the class that I'd want.
It's not like our high school taught self-defense at any time.
Right.
Same. I'm very much into that kind of thing.
Unless
So
you
learning
wanted
how
to
to
do,
fight
like,
magic.
wrestling.
would be something I'd
Okay,
be interested in.
because you all chose Defense Against the Dark Arts. Who is your favorite defense teacher and why?
Lupin.
Lupin.
I
He's the only one that actually taught.
Quirrell was too busy being a host. Second dude was a fraud.
The
Lockhart.
The
Gilderoy
second,
Lockhart.
the greatest claim that Lockhart has to as a teacher was
His charms.
being.
Christina
used,
says you would be a good seeker.
What?
was
Christina
being,
said you would be a good seeker. It's a position in
like-
Quidditch.
I can look at the snitch real well, I guess.
the greatest contribution that Lockhart has to Harry Potter's career as Defense of the Dark Arts was getting blasted by Snape.
And
I think his greatest achievement was using Ron's wand to obliviate the kids, but it backfired on him and he lost his entire memory. He had to start his whole life over.
That's funny. That was funny. That was
Matt,
hilarious.
fake
That was
Mad Eye's
poetic.
best. He was just abusing his kids half the time. He didn't really teach him enough.
Barnabas Crouch is
Yeah.
who.
Yeah, it was, all he did was just abuse his kids.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't Mad Eye movie
Tony.
though.
I said
It wa-
fake Mad Eye.
That's why I said Barnabas Crouch Jr. And Tony, Christina says you would be good at helping with the mandrakes, which is the screaming plants that helps with
You want to do
Petrification.
herbology?
Well, let's continue. I'm sorry, I'm on a roll here. I want to keep
I
writing
know.
that.
Hold
Defense
on.
Dark
We're
Arts.
gonna go back to Ian real quick because Ian was on a roll.
And Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher number 5. Umbridge was literally a Fed. She was literally a Fed.
They even say
And who
it
was
in the
who
book.
was Defense
She's
Against
a
Year 6?
pink toe.
Snape.
Huh?
Who was Defense in Year 6? Snape.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
And-
he finally makes it to the Defense of Dark Arts teacher
because
and then
Slughorn goes back to being potions
and,
master.
and then they wind up he winds up having to leave the school because the Order of the Phoenix takes over the school. So he finally gets the position that he's been promised for literal years.
That's what he wanted.
decades, And he
He
gets
wasn't
run
promised
out
that.
of the school.
So Lupin.
He wasn't promised that. That was the position he originally applied for.
okay,
Was
I'll
Professor
give that one to
Slughorn ever the defense against the dark arts teacher?
No, Slughorn was
At no
always
point.
no. He
No, he was
was
a potions.
he was a potions master. He was the head. He was the head of Slytherin when Tom Riddle, which is Voldemort, was in school.
Yeah, I understand that, but what was he doing during when Harry Potter was there? What was
He
doing?
went
was a
back to being
potions
potions
master.
master. That was
He
the,
was retired and he came out of retirement to do potions.
and that was the
So
year.
he was retired that whole time.
Yes.
Because I was my understanding, or at least I've been told, that Professor Slughorn was like a master duelist. Like he was
He
almost
is.
peerless
He is.
at
No,
dueling.
he is.
He is.
But he hates it.
Yeah.
So he refuses to teach Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Yeah.
Bummer.
He is good at it. But
He
he's
just-
like,
he hates
I
it.
don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I mean, your first impression of him is he's hiding as a couch or chair. Sorry.
Yeah, if he can avoid
In a
fight,
destroyed
he
house
will.
that he made it look destroyed himself.
If he can avoid a fight, he will. That being said, if he can't avoid a fight,
He gives him the horn.
watch out. I see what you
Yes,
did
he
there.
was hiding. He was hiding in a Muggle residence from the Death Eaters because they were trying to recruit him.
So yeah, no, easy Lupin. Lupin is the only one who actually taught them anything of value.
And he had the best temperament out of all the teachers too.
Because Lupin is the best, one of the best characters. Going full circle, why he's one of my favorites as well. Why he's tied for number one, because Lupin is the best.
So that duel between McGonagall and Snape, you guys ever notice that that Snape is
Redirecting the attacks to kill the.
that he
Death
actually
Eaters.
takes, and not only that, when he goes to take off, he actually stops and takes their wands and then leaves them there.
Because Snape was playing the long game the entire time. My boy.
That was because his loyalty
Snape-
was
I'm
to
not
Harry,
gonna-
not
I'm
to
not gonna
Tom,
say
not
that
to
Snape
Dumbledore.
wasn't a good agent. He was. He was very capable, very good agent. That being said, he only did it because he was so freaking stuck on Jenny. Jenny?
Yes, he did know about the Horcrux,
Lily.
but they
Lily.
were also. He even says that they were trying to recruit him,
Like
and he
that.
said no, and you can only say no so many
Or
times.
La Potter.
Yeah, so
Mama Pothead.
Mama Pothead.
Lola Potter.
The pick me girl for the school bully.
I don't know. I mean, Tony, you pointed this out when we watched My Friend Dahmer. I kind of feel the same way about Snape. I can see why Snape became the way he did.
You need to get up on your mic a little bit better. Thank you.
Sorry.
Harry Pothead.
So,
Anyways, you said what when we were watching Dahmer?
so the same way you got on me for defending Dahmer, because I can see how Dahmer became what he did. So when we were watching My Friend Dahmer, I can see why Snape became the way he did, and why he had such a, was so against, was so hard on Harry.
You're like always gonna be the I can fix him girl, aren't you?
No, I can see, but I can see.
Is there something
why.
wrong with Dusty? Like,
I don't know.
There's
I can't ever
nothing
talk
wrong
to the
with
guy, so-
Dusty.
he was apparently sleeping last time we were here, so.
No, he was down in the basement most of the time, and then yes, he did fall asleep on the bed.
I was gonna say he wasn't in the basement most of the time. We heard him.
Yeah. He asked for some pizza and then he fell asleep, apparently.
Yeah, he was in there.
Is he
He was in
okay?
there watching on DVD.
Is he actually around?
Yes, he is
He's
alive.
Not, he's not here.
Does he have a number I can call right now so I can check in on him?
Yes, if you need
Do
to.
a welfare check?
I read his text message. Then again, it was only a text message. Those can be faked.
Who has his phone, Taylor?
He does.
Speaking of fake text messages, have you seen how AI has come around these days?
I can see that the algorithm has got more variance to it, but it's still garbage.
It's getting pretty crazy.
Like the one, I don't remember if it was the Google team or whatnot. Chad the Bird did a bit about this once.
Chat GPT.
And it was basically...
Christina says he doesn't like you.
Dusty doesn't like me? Probably not.
What?
That's okay.
What a random thing to choose. He doesn't know Tony. I guess he can't hate Tony. He can only hate the idea of Tony.
He knows me. He gave me a hug once.
That's weird. What? Why? Why did he just hug Tony?
Because I was asleep on his couch.
Yeah.
So he came up and hugged
He
me.
was trying to be nice to Tony, who was. passed out on
I
my
was
couch.
sleeping on the couch. So he came
This
up.
one?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
And then he came up and hugged me. And then told me he was sorry. And then went sat down.
I can't remember what we were talking about something. That was why he
it
said
scared, it scared the crap out of me. Like I wake
He
up.
apologized to you?
Yeah, I
while you
wake.
were
I
sleeping?
wake up.
Honestly,
wake up.
I don't think you were asleep. I just think you were really out of it.
No, I was asleep.
Were you?
Yeah, because like I said, I woke up and then he was like hovering. Sorry, he was like hovering over me with his hands, which scared the crap out of me to watch this tiny little bird coming at me like this, and then he hugs me. Oh, I know we're coming up on it. Then he like pats me on the back there and was like, "Hey, bro, I'm sorry." And then he walks away, and I was just like, I have no idea what just happened.
What
See,
heat
and I
went
can't
down
remember-
between
I
you
can't
guys?
remember why.
You guys apparently argued while you were like hammered.
I have no, I wasn't drunk. It was the day we just went bowling.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, I know.
I can't remember the conversation.
That's what I'm saying. It was such the weird interaction. I was. And the next thing I know, I look up because I felt like some sort of strange force coming at me, and I
felt some strange force
Yeah.
coming at me.
Yeah,
Tell,
like,
I
like,
want to
like,
tell
so-
Dusty
like
he's such a
something just
strange
kinda-
force.
This strange force started hovering over me, and so I
The
wake up
Dusty Force.
and I look up, and it's just Dusty. He's
Is
coming.
that
in.
his genuine name?
Dusty? Yeah.
That's his birth name?
Yes, Dusty Vay Anderson. He was named after.
Just really
Birth
doxed
certificate
your,
has
Um,
Dusty on
just
it.
really
He was
doxed your
named
dude online.
after. It's an older movie. It's a Western
birth
movie
certificate
with
is Dusty.
It was. Who was it?
It was weird.
It was one of the older
I mean, it was
conspiracy
nice. He
that
gives
played
good
the movie
hugs.
that he was named after. It was an older Western movie.
Dang.
He gives good hugs.
I guess.
Yeah,
For a little dude.
I know, right? There was surprisingly more.
I'm not gonna lie, Taylor. I forget how short he is, and then I see him, and I'm like, that is literally a child. What the heck?
So the reason why he's so short is because he has HME.
And like, I'm not trying to talk crap. It's just like I think I'm like, okay, and I look and I'm like,
And see, and that's why Paisley's gonna be so short, is because she's got all those bone spurs like he does.
and you as a mother.
I'm just short in general.
I know, that's
Because
okay.
she's the offspring of 2
Genetics.
house elves.
Be winky.
I'm sorry, Dusty.
There you go.
I'm sorry,
you give
Paisley.
warm hugs, brother. All right, guys, we're rolling up on the 2-hour mark. We've kind of went all over the place with this.
I think we stayed on 2 topics most of this time.
We kind of
Yeah,
just went
yeah,
from
we
Ben
got-
10 to Harry Potter, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with
There's
that.
a couple
And
stops
Grand
in
Theft
between.
Chicken.
Not
it
very
was
many
Ben
Tarot
10.
cards, yeah.
It was
Uh,
Ben 10, then
Apocalypse
Tarot
Packing.
cards, Grand Theft Chicken, and then Harry Potter.
And
Yeah.
And
Apocalypse
then somehow
Shopping.
Yeah, Apocalypse Shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then somehow that weird little hugging interaction.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. That's
So,
a whole like
it
3 minutes
was,
talking about my fiance.
It was
there.
weird. We're hoping that next year, we're going to do more podcasts before next year. But we're hoping next week we're going to have a little bit more structure to a podcast called Off the Rails.
I thought we had pretty good structure this time.
We did okay.
We'll discuss a little bit more events and stories, current events and whatnot. But I hope that everyone that viewed and was watching, I hope you guys had fun. And the chat blew up today, mostly by my wife. Thank you, and I love you.
We love you,
Dun, dun,
Christina.
dun.
Thank you, Christina.
But yeah, just remember to
Who's
like,
watching the kids?
share, subscribe, all those great
The
things.
house
Come
elves.
check us out on our TikTok, Twitter, and our.
I don't think we have an Instagram.
YouTube?
I don't think we do have an Instagram, but
I
we
can- I
do
can-
have. It's on YouTube right now. Twitch. Yeah, we do got a Twitch, and
forever.
at
we
some
have a
point in
Rumble.
time, we're gonna go ahead and make more content on those platforms. But hey, nonetheless, come check us out, and maybe we might surprise you one day. That's all that. That's all that I have on this one. So
Somewhere
I
on
hope
the
you guys
rainbow,
have a great day.
I will upload the background video for our podcast.
I am. I am Tony.
I'm Ian.
And I am Taylor.
I'm Kenny.
Thank you all. It's been really great, and as always, it's
Your move, Internet.